Hello, 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 hello. Hey, Sinestella. It is Friday afternoon. I am feeling pretty good. I gotta say, yesterday was, I think, maybe not the biggest relief in the last week, but one of the top two moments in that we just got done with some of the bigger problems that were around. In fact, I think we even have some Steam Cloud listed here, some Steam Cloud stuff that isn't needed anymore. This is all taken care of, right? Yeah, thank goodness. Jeez. Oh yeah, it might be nice to list that on SteamDB you can see the cloud configuration of any game that you want to take a look at. I'll just list Terraria doesn't have one, right? I don't think Terraria has one. No, it doesn't. What game did we find that did Rogue Legacy 2? Okay, I'll just put that in there. Hey, vibes. I got canceled. Yeah. All right, let's put this in Steam Cloud. I finished watching that French guy play Skeleseller, and toward the end, so this is just a guy. Wait, what's this? 15-ish games coming out on March 26th. Who's this person? 10 minutes ago. I'm guessing Skeleseller's part of that. Where's the video I was gonna? Yeah, this one. So this person, I mean, it doesn't have any real views yet. I think it's like 4 or 5, but I watched the video. It was pretty enjoyable. I don't think they were sold on the game at first, and then they like slowly warmed up to it. And then at the end, the note popped up like, okay, that's it for the demo. And he's like, what? Really? Like, and then he went to try to buy it, and he's like, it's not even out yet. And then he tried pronouncing it, and I thought that was hilarious. Now, this video I did not see. Let me take a quick look at this and figure out. This is muted, right? Yeah. Is Skeleseller even part of this video? It is. How? How did YouTube know how to find this if they never put Skeleseller? Oh, they did. Okay. I just skipped over the hashtags. Okay. Oh yeah, I should watch this video later. Hope we get a lunch break. Are you saying nuts for me or nuts for you? Because it's definitely been nuts for me. Yeah, I did have a good lunch break. I'm feeling good. I really needed some food. All right, what else can we write here? General notes. You can use SteamDB to view any other game's cloud configuration, e.g. Rogue Legacy 2. It's in the what is it in? Cloud saves section. Both of us. Okay, yeah, because yeah, definitely nuts for me. All right, let me save this video for later. Where's my afternoon stuff? Watch this video. Hi, Cat. How was your week, Crazy Athletics? Shouldn't the game be done by now? I mean, the game has kind of been done for a while. It's mostly just like bugs and polish and stuff that we've been working on. And at some point, I'm going to get back to improving the performance. What a good cat. She was sitting on my lap after lunch, just chilling there, looking so relaxed. And hey again, GLFA. All right, so where's the where left off section? We have not hopefully a ton left to get through. So clean up Steam page in terms of system requirements. I'm not going to do that right now either. Underselling bone mode by saying it's only 4 to 5 hours, could be way more. At the moment, it's too easy to gold. I got gold, most of them first time, not even farmed upgrade points. And bronze gold difference should be huge. Right now, it's very close. Critical issues, interviews, lots of movement from the business. Man, I hope your weekend is good and relaxing. And DM me how you don't understand it's not for you. About High Guard, I have not had any real time lately, so I haven't really been watching a lot of stuff. I'm a sole cloud engineer for a company of 12,000 plus users. I think they should hire another like quarter time person then. Then you'll have way less work to do. Hey, Maya. All right, so this person commented that it's a little too easy to beat all the scenarios in bone mode and get gold. I am a little bit torn on this. I want the game to be casual, and I didn't like very carefully tune all of this. Maybe I should play the whole game again and like really try, and in the most try-hardy way figure out like what's my best time and maybe set that as gold. Hey Goose. So yeah, here's the issue. Right now you get a bronze medal at like time X. What is it? Silver at Y and gold at Z. And it doesn't really matter what these things are. So option 1 would be only allow gold. Well, I guess I should say some other things for context here. And you can infinitely get upgrade points, which persist between runs and make every run easier. It's roguelite. So option 1 would be, let's put the question here too. How do we tune the times for X, Y, and Z? And it is like rely on the player having maxed out everything. This is silly in my opinion. Option 2 is time them based on how many upgrade points the player would have if they played each scenario once. This is kind of what I went with. Option 3 would be time them based on how many upgrade points a player would have if they played each scenario like slightly more than once. Yeah. And that's kind of it. That's all we can really do, right? Because if we didn't have upgrade points, then we'd just come up with times that we'd probably do it based on statistics, right? Oh, we want 10% of the players to get gold on their first try. So let's just pick whatever time that ends up being. But since you have upgrade points, you can trivialize all of these challenges. So all these upgrades, imagine if you had like 500 points here, you'd be like click, 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 click. And you get all of these and you'd probably just win very easily. And then the other thing is the game's pretty casual. Like I think this is the option to go with. This fits the casual nature of the game. And then leaderboards could allow people to grind more. Hey, Archia. Well, I I don't mind documentation. I think you're talking about this. This is just me keeping track of my to-do items, which isn't too bad. I don't see a reason why I make the gold difficult to get. That ruins relaxation in game. Balancing is important. However, it's cool to have fair gold amounts. Relaxes more. To be clear here, we're just talking about a gold medal, which is only for bragging rights. That's it. So like, let's say I do this. I open the scenario. If you hover over the top here, I'll take a picture. If you hover over the top, it says target time, gold medal, 20 minutes. If you complete this in 1 minute, or if you complete this in an hour, you're still going to get the same reward from completing this. So gold is not the same as this gold up here, which is your currency. This is purely cosmetic. It's like getting a little trophy sent to you in the mail or something. It has no purpose whatsoever. So the complaint sort of was that we should probably make these times harder to get. So we should lower them, make them 17 minutes or something. Nice scene. Yeah, 2 million is wild. And yeah, I'm a little torn on this. I think we could maybe tone some of these down. I should probably test them a little bit more. Thing is, I should probably test them multiple times. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. I don't like time trials. Yeah, and just to be clear here, it's not exactly a time trial. It's like, imagine a racing game where there's a campaign mode, let's say, and there's no way to lose. So yeah, it's a racing game still. Yeah, you could still try to get to like 1 minute times. But if you did take an hour and you literally just like held the accelerator and just moved in a straight line and like curved along walls or something, then fine, that's okay. And you'll make it to the next race in the racing mode and the campaign, I mean, and everything will be okay. So yeah, this is not a countdown timer, it's a count up timer. And if you want, just ignore this and then, you know, just play at your leisure. In fact, actually, one of the things you can do, I could do this. There, done. I have now won the scenario. I can now step away from my computer, and it would probably take a pretty long time. But when I come back, I will see the winning screen at some point. because this earns me items, which then my skeletons will go move into the shops, and then customers will just come and buy. So yeah, if I were to just speed this up a bunch, our goal is at 0.1% right now, 0.3%, 0.4%, 0.5. It's very, very slow, but it will eventually win. And then, yeah, you can move on to the next scenario if you want. All right, so I think this is something we should do before we launch. I'm just going to put that on the list. I just filed an issue earlier. Yeah, low priority tasks, which are basically impossible to mess up. Okay, so play through bone mode repeatedly with the number of upgrade points a player should have at that time to figure out how to set the gold times. I think they should be like barely achievable on your first go. Yeah, assuming you play well. That way, if players don't achieve them, they'll just get some more upgrade points and then stomp the records. We could also make bronze easier to get, or just increase, what is that number called? Gold medal time multiplier, yeah. This and the likes. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So that's good. Bronze gold difference would be huge. Yeah, we wrote all this stuff down. Off stream, OBS. Make sure to indicate on Steam that we have controller support. How do we do that? Yeah, how do we do that? Let me go take a quick look at Steamworks. Edit store page. I can't show this on screen, sorry. Controller support. Here it is. Start wizard. General input. What kind of devices can be used to comfortably play your game? Mouse and keyboard plus gamepads. Yeah, next. Xbox controller support. If your game has full Xbox controller support, it would be possible for a player to launch, configure, play, and exit your game without access to a keyboard. To truthfully indicate that you have full support, your game would need to be able to do the following. A player must be able to do everything in the game with only a controller. This includes getting past any pre-game launchers, playing the game, interacting with the menu. Pre-game launchers. Oh, like if you're like Blizzard or something. Playing the game, interacting with the menus, changing settings, exiting the game. Display the correct glyphs and icons on the screen when prompting user to press a specific button. We never do this, but I don't think we can claim that we have this. So I'm just going to say, no, we don't meet that. PlayStation controller support. If your game has support for one or more PlayStation controller models listed, it should generally be possible to use those devices to do everything that can be done with Xbox controllers. In addition, your game must do the following in order to be considered as supporting PlayStation controllers. Display correct glyphs and icons. Okay, so I guess I'll just say no to this one. Steam Input API integration. It would work completely with just about any of the 200 plus models of controller that a player connects. To truthfully say that your game has the support, it would need to do these things. Implement input API actions and query the associated action origin. Okay, so I guess no, we don't do that. Based on what you've told us, Steam will show the following breakdown. Partial controller support for Xbox. Okay, that's probably pretty reasonable. All right, I got to do that one more time. Sorry, give me a sec. Because I got to do that for the demo now. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. I don't know if they're separate. Because maybe you could say your main game supports controllers, but the demo doesn't. Controller support here to start wizard. All right, so mouse and keyboard plus gamepads. No, it doesn't meet the criteria. No, it doesn't meet the criteria. And no, it doesn't meet the criteria. Cool. So now I can go publish these changes. Let me just make sure this worked. Yep. Publish and publish. Okay, so now let's go check the Steam page. Only partial because you never show icons? Yeah. Like at some points I say right click to drop. I don't know what we do for controllers in that case. Yeah, it just still says right click to drop. So I think we need to change stuff like that and then show icons in the game. I'm just not going to do that. All right, it's been published. Let's take a look at the pages now. So now if you scroll down here, yep, there it is. Partial controller support. Your Xbox controller. What did clicking that do? Just show other games that have... Yeah, interesting. All right, cool. And then the demo should show that too. Yep, perfect. All right, good. Nice Schwartz. All right, gonna assume this isn't a problem in general, but it hangs. Presumably I don't skip the starting animation, like fully hangs the PC. Then after crash, it shows this. I can just skip it and it works. I tested a bunch, might be me. Rendering driver fixed it. Yeah. I don't know what to do about this. There are a few people out there who cannot play the game with the default settings, but it works totally fine for them when the rendering driver is changed to OpenGL 3. I wonder what operating system, oh, they said this, Arch Linux. I wonder what operating system most people are on when they have this happen to them. Because this isn't the first time I've heard this. In the discussion somewhere, somebody asked about this. Could not open the game. Please take a look at this thread. This person did not indicate their operating system. A Windows 10 Pro. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, so there is a way that I can work around this. When you first start a game on Steam, you can have like a launch thing show up that says like play whatever, I don't know, play with renderer 1, and there could be another one that says like play with renderer 2. Hey Blub. So I could do this, but then it's going to pop up for everybody. I guess what I could say is like play with renderer 2, only choose this if the first option doesn't work. Because otherwise I'm going to need some technical instructions for people of like, okay, go and modify the launch flags, specify this. I just don't want to do this. Yeah, I don't know what I should do about this. What does chat think? So if I show that dialogue, this will help the tiny percent of users who otherwise would be 100% unable to play the game. It would crash or, yeah, it would crash. If I do show this, then everyone should be able to play. But now everyone will have to pick an option at the beginning. Hey, Leapy Girl. Any ads? Detect crash and on second try show the pop-up. I'm not certain I could do that. You select the default and never see it again. Yeah. I think I should maybe consider this. Then again, this was before I updated Godot. Maybe this got somehow better. I should reach out to them. Yeah, I should reach out to them. I think they're in Discord. Reach out to this person and ask if they can play the demo on their Arch Linux machine. I updated Godot and I want to see if this was magically fixed. Yeah, because that would be the best if Godot just fixed it for me. Thanks, Sleepier Girl. I don't know. Comments about my age don't really bother me. Someone ever says I look younger or older or anything. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Update Portuguese translation on Steam page with what Amanda sent, and update the Italian one with what Irad sent. Okay, let's go do this right now. I got to go download this really fast, so give me a sec. Search for Amanda. There it is. And there is the updated version. Okay, so I'm downloading this. So this is from Amanda. And then we need the one from Irad. Let me go find that. Download. Okay, there. Yeah. Steam page from Irad. Okay. How hard is it to add it to the in-game settings and default to the most compatible one? Oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, maybe I should try that. The thing is, I don't know if the game will even run. What do these people say? After clicking play, a window seems to open, but then the game just closes. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I think I need to add it as a Steam setting because these people can't even open the game. So if this doesn't magically work, then we should probably add the Steam launcher flag. Do other Godot games do this on Steam? Watched the stream for years and I've gotten grayer and wrinklier, but you've stayed exactly the same. I haven't stayed exactly the same. In fact, I just showed the Adam My Keyboard Journey thing and just the thumbnail. And Mysterious the other day is like, oh my God, you look so much younger. So yeah, it's still happening. Okay, so how do we update this? We've got to find my consolidated list of translations. Let's delete all of this stuff and all of this stuff and this. Where is it? Oh my God, this shouldn't be here. Okay, delete that. Those are the Steam keys. It's a good thing I never opened those on stream. I'm missing this. Where are the files? There it is. Okay, so one of these has every language. Must be this one because it's bigger. So there's English. Let's just look through these quickly. English is there, French. Oh, they're all technically there, but some of them are AI translations. What do I want to do then? How about this? Let's copy this as like the backup. Yeah. So there's the backup. And now let's merge in Italian and Portuguese. So let's get the Italian one. Oh, I need to modify both of these, even the demo. Okay. I'm glad I realized that. So there's Italian. And now we got to go modify the demo as well. Let's save a reference to that too. There it is. Okay, now we open that. Okay, Italian, here you are. So copy this over to here. Nope, that's English. I cannot mess up English. Imagine going to the Steam page for a game. Shows the wrong language completely. So there's Italian. Italian is now done. Next up is Portuguese. So we got to go find Portuguese, which, funnily enough, Steam lists as Brazilian. All right, so we paste this into here. Brazilian. And then we copy this into the demo one. Okay, now I want to diff them. Here I am. you can understand all of this. So we're going to open up both of these. Actually, let's just close everything right now. I want those, and I want those. And we're going to diff this with this. So yeah, unfortunately, the LLM did a really bad job, and I made IRAD do a lot of work here, I think. Yeah. And then should be the exact same thing here. Wait, that's strange. This can't be right. No, that can't be right. Oh, that's Brazilian. What am I talking? I'm like, this isn't Italian. Oh man. Okay. Apparently the Portuguese was really good. All right, so that's the demo. Now we want to go look at the full version. Pair with this. So same Italian changes. This stuff did not change. And then Brazilian, Portuguese, this stuff did not change. Okay, looks pretty good. Did you have someone translating? Yeah. Yeah, we had, I think, 4 people for German, and then 1 each for French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian. Yeah. Okay, so now I got to upload these. All right, sorry, give me another sec. This is going to have to take place off screen. I want to get this stuff done, and I don't want to have to like, well, I'm going to save another thing for after the stream. I'll just do it now. So we go to demo and pre-release. Now I got to figure out, this is on the store page. Got to find the localization. There it is. Then I upload the localization. So this is the smaller file. That's this one. And this is the larger file. That's this one. Need an extra Italian pair of eyes? Actually, you know what would be helpful? Is if you could look at the Italian Steam page after I upload this. Let me just make sure this worked first. Okay, there's that, and there's that. Okay, yeah, so I should be able to just click publish. Okay, cool. So it is now online. I will say this. This is like just a quick check sort of thing. This is not a get into the game credits kind of thing. I don't think that's going to matter to you, but I just want to tell you ahead of time so that you're not like, all right, I read over the Steam page. Now put me in the credits. So yeah, it should just be on this page. And obviously you need to pick Italian if it's not already there. There's change language at the top. Or if you log in on an incognito tab, you can change it without it saving. So I can click this. So this should all be correct now, I hope. I should definitely look at the Portuguese one too. Yeah, at least the pictures are showing up correctly. So now what about in Portuguese? Here. I might as well just look at all of them. Yeah, this looks fine. Spanish. Just want to make sure the videos are all showing up. They are. That's only 2 more languages now. French. I'm pretty sure I looked at these already, but as long as I'm here and I can just click a couple of buttons, we might as well. Yep, those are all showing up. And then finally, German. Yep. Cool. Great. You want me to check something specific? There are only really 2 parts that are localized there. There's this blurb at the top, and then the about this game. But nothing specific within those sections. So just if you read, it was pretty much like read through and just see, does anything sound unusual to you? It was all written by a human, so it shouldn't, but they could have made typos or something. So yeah, it's like, do you see any typos? Do you see any like awkward phrasing or yeah, anything like that? Okay, so this has all been updated and put online. Nice. Typing demo. Okay, I want to put this on my other list. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you, JLFA. All right. Did I delete this? I think I deleted this. Upload OST. Despite running the UID tool, you still see this one launching the main version. I don't know if this still happens. I'm just going to delete this for now. If someone is on a Steam Deck or any device with a resolution whose height is less than 1080, it could be possible if they change to windowed mode and then are unable to change back. With a controller, it should always be possible. With a mouse, it may not be. Oh, what do I even do about this? I'm a little worried about testing this right now while I'm streaming, because if I change my resolution, I don't know what it's going to do to the stream. So maybe I should hold off until afterward. Yeah, probably. And this I have to hold off till afterward because that's my Windows machine. Try upgrading Godot. We already did that. Look into this. What is this? I don't know what this link is. C# translation parser support. For a long time, Godot engine lacks support for i18n string collection for C# scripts. Implements this by analyzing the AST returned by Roslyn. Adds it to Godot tools. Excuse me, where is that? Orphan Resource Explorer. Wow. I don't know where you're supposed to get to this. How do you access this? Yeah, how do you use this? Did it modify the documentation? No. Godot Sharp Editor. Add translation parser plugin. What? Where do you use this? Oh, I didn't know this was here. Open user data folder. That's pretty cool. Did that just directly open Skeleseller? Oh my god, I had no idea that was a thing. Wow, that's super helpful. Hey, Smack. I didn't know that was a feature of Godot. Huh. That's not what I'm looking for, but it's nice to know. Yeah, I don't see anything there. The only place I think it could maybe be is in here. Remaps. Template generation. Translations. I don't know. I don't know where you find this. All right, let's look this up. C# translation parser support. How do you use this? Godot C# translation. Did someone add this? All right, what am I missing here? It's in 4.6. Hey, Tim Bears. Hey, so I know I couldn't link this over our Whisper, and I'm sure you probably found this already. But yeah, here is the link. I have now fully completed the loop on that. Welcome in again. Don't ruin my perception of you knowing each and everything about programming. Just wait a moment. I'll know each and everything soon enough. Yeah, so this thing, why do you use this? I don't see any instructions here. What are you supposed to do? Plugin no longer invoked 3 weeks ago? What's this? After updating this, pot translation workflow no longer invokes my custom plugin on C# files because of the plugin registered in this. Oh, interesting. It overrode it. I didn't even know you could do this. Register a custom editor translation parser plugin that returns CS as a valid file extension. So hold on a second then. This sounds like I should just run this and it'll work. That'd be kind of crazy, right? Yeah, I think that would be kind of crazy. Let's try it out. Oh, maybe you have to add a script and it would work on the script. Like I click source and then I click, I don't know, let's just pick something easy like Fireball. And now we click run. Testeroni? I don't know. Is it going to make whatever's inside a fireball here? Hurls a fireball at a single target. Okay, what did it put that in there? Hurls, it did. Wow. Did it just find all the strings? It didn't find burn. So it's got to be a call to translate. Wow, this is pretty impressive. Yeah, no worries whatsoever, because I wrote those notes anyway, and all I had to do was upload them, which is not a very hard process. I'm glad they can help. I want to go through here and prune out a bunch of old notes that I have, or just notes that I don't think are ever going to help anybody again, because I've been keeping these notes forever. And if you go into one of these old folders, like, I don't know, databases, and click this one maybe. Like, yeah, created 2015. Is this helpful to anybody anymore? Do people even use Connects? Is that a thing? Query Builder. It still exists. Yeah. Oh, cool. You got a little spinning animation here. So it seems like this just works, but that I can't customize it in any way. So this is just finding translate and TR calls, which means if you want to cache these, a flag that a string should be in the generated POT file and allow control to automatically translate it. Okay, what did they say about that? Controls whether it's overridden via parser type. Oh wait, this is not the issue anymore. Yeah, I want some way to customize this. Wait, this is listed here. Yeah, proposal for this. Wait, this is still a proposal? It's open. Where's the thing that... Where did Kevin reference this? Mention this pull request on February 25th. Here, it must be in this thing somewhere. Oh, here it is. Probably. Yeah, merged. Yeah. I like our method better. So all I want to do is write about this in my notes, I think. But yeah, it seems like you can now add this in. All right, so localization in Godot. Finding strings in your code base. Here it is. We use X get text for this. Since then, though, the this PR was merged in Godot. It lets template generation specify C# files and automatically extracts strings found in tr star or translate star function into a .pot file. However, this doesn't seem to be configurable. No, you know what? Let's keep this. Now let's make a call out here. Since these notes were written, this PR was merged. It lets a template generation specify C# files and automatically extracts strings found into a pot file. However, this doesn't seem to be configurable, and we use a We use a wrapper around tr and translate to cache the string names that get allocated. Also, it outputs both scene files and script files into the same .pot. Finally, you have to manually specify each .cs file to be considered as input. Okay. Yeah, so localization, whew, lots of trouble. What we do for Skeleseller is we have a scenes file and then we have a scripts file. All of these are scenes. If we were to just start adding in scripts, first of all, we need to pick all of them. So like, let's say we add a new thing and I call it lightning blast. Like I need to go select that file and then add lightning blast to this, which I might forget to do. And then it's just not localized. And then by adding C# files, they'll all end up in the exact same POT file, which I don't want. So I think we just keep things the way they are for now. I should probably mention that cache translate thing over here. Other helpful tips. So every time you call tr or translate it with a C# string, it'll allocate a Godot string name. Let me make sure that's actually true. I am 100% sure that it is though. Yep, string name, because I looked into this extensively. Yeah. You probably don't want this. Yeah, you probably... Allocations lead to garbage collection, which is bad for performance. As a result, it's worth caching. Oh, it actually allocates 2 string names. At least one Godot string name for the input. Another for the context if you specified it. And a third for the return value if you convert it back. Yeah, a third for the return value. I would rephrase the sentence to make it sound more familiar. Can you send me the old and the new? And that way I can just like copy and paste. Because otherwise it might be hard for me. And thanks for taking a look. I shall give you a point for this whole endeavor. Allocate at least one Godot string name for the input. And yeah, allocations of these garbage collection. As a result, it's worth caching all of these. I don't know if I can easily include my cached translate function because it also uses this to Godot, which is another caching thing that we have. And this is all just kind of a mess. So I'll put this in its own section. Translation causes allocations. Oh yeah, there's no rush on any of this, GLFA, and no obligation for you to do any of this in the first place. As long as if you want to do it, that you do it in the next, like, let's say 2 weeks, then it's totally fine. Otherwise, I can just ask somebody else or something like that. Hey, Eels, what are these docs? These are my notes. They are available here. And these specific ones are my internationalization and Godot notes. So if you search for, wow, if I had my hands on the right part of the keyboard, internationalization. Yeah. Why is that coming up with a different thing? I thought I was typing that wrong for a second. Yeah, here. Yeah, so this whole note is about my experience localizing with Godot. And now I want to write a note here about how you would need to cache this. This to Godot stuff, I should probably just say, are their own caches. Yeah. To Godot is its own cache function for C# to Godot. And then to C# is its own cache function for Godot to C#. And then finally, we need the dictionary that's backing this, which is here. I also made a cached translate without context. No, I didn't call it that though, right? Yeah, I also made a version of this with a single parameter, which is backed by another dictionary. Cached without context. Yeah. All right, well, that was beefy. So cool, we're done with that. Valve's review of the release app. Skeleseller has been reviewed and no blocking issues were encountered. Please note that this review was performed on the Windows build. We have not reviewed or confirmed the app's functionality on Mac or Linux. Be sure to thoroughly test to ensure all dependencies have been met and functions intended. Okay, we've done this for sure by now. But then it also says this, caution, the store page is currently missing system requirement information for minimum processor, memory, and storage for Windows and SteamOS and Linux, and memory and storage for macOS. Recommend resolving this issue, but it won't prevent you from releasing. Oh yeah, so I still have to do this, but I'm not gonna do this now. Yeah, sure thing, Eels. And if you do end up using any of those notes, I hope they help. Consider whether clicking an idle customer should play a sound effect. Bump them. Maybe I meant to just put an arrow here or something. Then bump them back into wandering around. Maybe it even gives you 1 gold occasionally. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get this cat off my lap. I have my shoulders in such an awkward position. Abby, will you please leave? Can you please leave, cat? Come on ahead. Hey, Fern. I'm trying to get this cat off my lap. How's it going? Thanks for the raid and welcoming everyone. Abby, will you please leave? Such a perfect time. Yeah, howdy, everyone. How's it been going, Fern? I have not forgotten about you mentioning your big news on stream. I have a note on my list to follow up, and I've just been slammed with stuff. Just slammed. So for those new here, I've been working on Skeleseller, and I'll let this trailer play out while I'm talking here. But in the last week, we've been focusing on some performance problems, Steam Cloud issues, controller issues, and we've made it through most of them. We still have to fix up some things. So I want to do another release today. I mean, Slam 2. Oh, man. Are you close to a milestone for your game? I hope everything's been going well. Because, yeah, things are... It's just crazy. Even if you look at my stream times in the last week or so, it's been a lot more. Yeah, I mean, I stream usually twice per day, so like this was like a 9-hour day or something, or I don't know. It's across 2 days. Doesn't matter. Thanks, Starla. Yeah, look at those hours. Okay, cat. Will you please? Come on, please, please. Oh, my posture. My beloved posture. Yeah, so right now we are working toward another just kind of minor release. There have been a lot of bug fixes, like 120 commits or something that I want to make sure are in the game. This I'll do for later. Bug in demo. Open game and quit, and then you just see some allocations that are leaked. Oh boy. Releasing a new game on Friday? New game? Like brand new game? Is it a game jam thing, or was it a game you've been working on for a while? Is there a Steam page? You want to link anything? 90-day experiment. Is it to see if it could delay your main game by 90 more days? Sorry, that sounded jerkier than I meant it. It was just supposed to be a joke. Yeah, I do look forward to seeing him. Very funny. And yeah, here it is, Gum Squad. Co-op PvE shoot. Oh, wait, I remember you talking about this. You just started working on this back then. And you made 2 trailers for it. Wait, I clicked this one. I'm intentionally playing this without sound. I've always wanted to make a game in this style. This is like the Nuclear Throne style, except for this is multiplayer. How'd you do the multiplayer part of things, like the networking? It's like proper, ready, and working. Nice. So you said experiment. What are you mostly trying to validate here? What were those? Were those skeletons? Oh, like skeletons. Steam networking, so Steam API. And what did you do for things like lag compensation or any sort of prediction if there's a disconnect or something? But yeah, I like what you've done. Also, this animatic looks really good. Did you make this too? Hired your artist friend for the teaser. I see. I just wrote good networking code. It's drop in and drop out. Oh, nice. There's something that stood out to me here, which is that the river scene has a lower frame rate than the part that follows right after it. So this is playing at like 1 frame per second, and then it immediately goes up by like 3x right there. And I think if you just sped up how fast the river's flowing for that, it wouldn't look like it's going at a much faster frame rate afterward. But I don't know if, I mean, you have 1 week left until you launch, right? So no, please. Are you the artist friend? Because I was going to say that wasn't even an art thing. That was just a video editing thing. Looping river animations are so hard. No, I'm not even saying change the art. Use the exact same art that you have. The river looks great. It's just play it at the same frame rate that the next thing plays at. So see how that starts flowing a little bit faster? But maybe, I mean, if you speed it up, it's too tricky. Okay, yeah, I'm totally willing to accept that. I do not have a good artistic eye, but the frame rate part stood out to me. She's going to beat you up. I'm rubbing everyone the wrong way today. Let's go take a look at this orphan node stuff that's going on here. So Fern, how are you feeling for the 1 week from now launch? Actually, there's a tool that exists in this now. Can we just use this? Orphan Resource Explorer? What does this do? Wow. So I could just start the game and then just take a look at that? Because if so, that's a really, really good flow now. Really high frame rate flow. Feeling good, just nervous. Really needed to do well. Okay, so after we hung out a long time ago, I think I asked something like, oh, hey, did you share any details? And you're like, no, I was aggressively anonymous. But you've shared a bunch of details publicly about your job. So all I'll ask is this, and you don't have to share, but do you still have that job? Or is there a different need and I'm filling in the blanks as being monetary when they're not monetary? All right, all we have to do is make a new game. Is that right? No, we just have to open the game and then quit. New job. That's even better, probably. Console porting gig? Oh man, that sounds tough. Yeah. Yeah, the house I remember. That's what I was saying. I remember your big news, and I have a note to reach out to you, and I have not reached out to you yet. And I just said we've been slammed, and yeah. But I didn't explicitly say new house. That is strange. We don't even have a camera on this scene. Does it look weird on stream? Hang on a second. I never thought to test this. Oh my god, is this a monitor thing? If I look at OBS on my other screen, it looks fine, I think. No, I don't think it's a monitor thing. I don't know what's going on right now. Huh. I wonder how I would test this. Because if I drag a window around, this looks very smooth to me. But if I drag this dialogue within this window, it doesn't look as smooth to me. But when I look at OBS, it looks pretty much fine. If I put this on my other monitor, it looks fine. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Just like want to have savings and keep making games. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, and that's how I feel about Skeleseller too. We're 3.5 weeks away, and I'd like it to do well. But if it doesn't do well, it's not that I can't make another game. It's just that it'd make it a lot easier to make another game. It's not smooth, a bit janky. Okay, yeah. Stuck an overflow on the fish tank and swimming in there. Oh, nice. Yeah, good that you caught that. Yeah, March 17th. All right, I got to figure out what is causing that. Also, maybe I should just like try another game at some point and see if that happens. All of this stuff building up means I should probably not stream a day next week, maybe. All right, what should I write down for this? So look into the issue where even just dragging the saved game found dialogue on the title screen looks a bit rough. It only seems to happen on my primary monitor, but I think something else may be causing this, and I don't know what. Maybe try Godot 4.4 again to see if it's related to the update. Then find a minimal repro, if that's the case. One fish, two fish, three fish. Oh no, only three fish. I've never had fish, but I imagine that'd be very stressful. Out of curiosity, how do you stop them from doing that in the future, noob? Okay, so these RID allocations, I'm going to just dismiss this, open this again, and see. Like I said, I've never really tried this tool that was here. And you can't sort in this, seriously? Because I see one here. I'd like to see what are the highest numbers that we have. Oh, man. What are you supposed to do to actually read this if you can't click this? Can I select all? And no, I can't. Can I? No, I can't do that either. I can't figure out how you'd possibly get data out of here. Like, this is not helpful to me. Does it roll up to the folder? No, it doesn't. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, maybe we don't use this then. Hey, Salmon. Godot windowing. See if it happens in a production build. Their new windowing stuff makes the game a bit whack. Oh, that's a good idea. Do you have any other information about that? And where did I write this down? Oh, rough. I wrote the word rough. There it is. It could just be a debug build problem. Although that would be really, really difficult then to figure out if I have an actual problem. But I'll put that there. Put a comb on it. Oh, that's a good idea. Or a sock over it. Yeah. It's related to the pop-out windowing stuff. I'm not using a pop-out window, though. I'm not even launching from the editor necessarily. I mean, in that case I was, but in this case I'm not. This is just running the standalone executable. And it happens here and it looks really rough. And I don't think it's a frame rate thing. We can enable the monitor for that. And then I do this over here. Yeah, it still looks rough, but the frame rate's like locked at 60. Hey, Shader Snake. No No music stream is nice. Yeah, I just can't really. I have a bunch of reasons for not playing music, and they're all there, I guess. The way I look at it is if you want your own music, you can always add it. And then it doesn't need to compete with mine. All right, well, let's go try something here. So we go to town, and then, or actually, I guess this is on the title screen. Title screen, unhandled input, page up. So I want to put something here saying print orphan nodes. And I think we have something here. Yeah, find orphan nodes. Orphan nodes are just nodes that were created but don't exist in the scene tree, meaning Godot won't know when to free them. Yeah. And there's a monitor for them. Wow, look at that. Except for the monitor shows 0 here. And yet I think there are some there. Maybe need the monitor open first. Hey, Phil P. I've decided I'm gonna call all the Phils by the first initial of the second word in their name, which is usually their last name. So Phil M, Phil V, Phil P. We have 3 Phils as of late. So if I print this out, what prints? Where'd they even go? Oh, output. It's not printing anything. That's strange. Title screen, page up. Maybe something else is consuming page up. Yeah, maybe I should just put this in input. There, that might work. If it's on the build, it's likely not that, but the editor runs stuff with the windowing enabled and can be janky. I see. Okay. Well, it's probably still worth checking out to see if it's a debug build problem. But yeah. I hope I'm not pushing this to everyone and it's going to be a problem for everybody now. Because if so, that means I probably messed something up. What's weird is on the title screen, it's not like anything's happening. We have only static stuff. There's no like run a bunch of stuff in process. I don't even think we have a process function. Yeah. At least not there. I can't imagine we do in any part of this. There's just no reason for it. No, anyway, what happens when I press page up now? It doesn't print. Maybe it doesn't print because there are no orphans. Orphan nodes. There. Now it'll print no matter what. So if this doesn't work, it's because I'm not pressing page up. Which I don't know how that'd be possible. Because I'm definitely pressing page up. Ah, yeah, there we go. So it just doesn't have any orphan nodes. So then when I quit this, why does it say... Oh, maybe it doesn't say that anymore? Oh, maybe it's just for the demo? Bug in demo. Set demo flag to true. Open game quit. So this isn't a bug in the full version? Does this close the information at all? I was curious. Which field have you focused on for CS? If I recall correctly, it was data science. Might be thinking of some other streamer. I didn't really have a focus. When I did my degree, it was just computer science. And then I think I had some like non-computery focuses, I guess. But yeah, at least in terms of the question here, it's just computer science. I wouldn't really say I ended up focusing on something particular in my career, except if you count the game dev stuff. But most of my corporate jobs were not game dev related. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to be doing game dev for at least another 2-3 years, but probably longer than that. But at least that's the future I'm predicting right now. All right, so if I quit this, nothing happens? No, stuff does happen. So why is this happening here? And why doesn't it happen in the Godot editor? And why don't any nodes print out as orphans here? That's strange. Maybe this is happening as a result of just Godot? Because I can't imagine that when we quit, something's going wrong. Yeah, we just call scene tree.quit. Strange. Did I make the graphics? No, I didn't. I'm welcoming Gouda. They're the credits for the game. I did the music for the game and a lot of the game design and a lot of the game development, but I am very, very bad at visual art. Anyway, I see that an ad break is about to start, so I'm going to take a quick break too. and you can all play Jump Royale. Is it jump time? I'm gonna ask again, computer. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, for those new here, just type join in Twitch chat and then J and a number, and you can jump, try to make it to the top. I'm gonna go start my ad break and my regular break. See you soon. Hello again. Close the game. Hey, WebDev. Hey, Zazik. Okay, so we're trying to figure this out. Do I ever have any notes about this stuff? No. Is there an issue on this? Shutdown crash. Random freeze. Editor help leaks instances. Crashes that quit. All right, these are all long enough back where I don't think they matter. Maybe that's been closed recently, though. Doesn't look like it. Hmm. How could any textures be leaked on the title screen? Object DB instances leaked at exit. Run with the verbose for details. All right, let's try that, I guess. Launch.json. args dash dash verbose. All right, I'm gonna run this off screen just in case. I've had verbose bite me in the butt a lot of times, so let's see what happens this time around. I'm just gonna quit, and it says leaked instance colon and then a gigantic number. What? Hint, leaked instances typically happen when nodes are removed from the scene tree with removed child but not freed. I don't think we use any removed child in here. Hang on a second. There's a stack trace in the middle of this. Image format not supported by hardware, converting to RGB8. Image format for what? I don't think there's anything private in here. No, yeah, I can just show this on screen. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. Do we ever call remove child on anything in the title screen? Fly functions isn't used. Held item isn't used. Battle system isn't used. Ground items. Nope, nope. Tooltip. Okay, tooltip does. It could be the tooltip. And it could be dialog box. But it's possibly this because this is something I added relatively recently. But we had some code here before that was fine. Tooltip. We always had remove child. And this was happening unconditionally before. Who would have owned that? Custom content creator or container.remove. And then if content is not null, add it. Okay. We need to find out when this is called with actual content on it. Null. It's the argument itself. This one is add to node. Okay. That's going to be annoying. So we got to search for this. And this. Custom content. And custom content. And what's this? The rewards container. So we don't want this to be freed. So only if we're making a new thing we want it to be freed. What happens here? We free it and dispose. Okay, well, let's look through these other ones. So where's this called from? A bunch of places. Do we ever specify content? We don't there. We don't there. We don't do it there. So far, none. We don't do it there. Not there. So nowhere. So none of these actually need to have, like, I could just delete this. Node content equals null. And then just specify this always as null. And it works exactly the same way. Will you do agentic coding? I probably will at some point in the future. I don't plan on doing it really for Skeleseller. Unless there are some tasks that I don't care about too much. So as an example, one of the things I thought would be kind of cool is we have the website, skeleseller.com. And I thought it'd be neat if like we had customers kind of walking around in the background or something or buying things. Like it's definitely not worth coding that by hand right now. But if I just gave it to an AI and I'm like, hey, go, in an HTML page, make some customers and here are the graphics and like that could be kind of cool. I don't think it's going to happen. I also don't think it fits now that we have this website. Like there's a scroll in the background and not just a generic town. There's the graphic in the back too. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I'd be okay doing it for. Yeah, at this point I've already I've already come this far without really using agentic coding for this. All right, so we look through every single one of those. And then the final things are this. Where is that called? Content is null. Content is null. So it's only here in the battle map marker. And then the only other place is if we set custom content. Wait, is that private? No, it's public. But this setter's only ever called from here? Well, and that can be private. Do we use the getter anywhere? We don't? So this is all just public? Or private, I mean? Come on. Come on back. Hi. You're welcome to sit on me again. For a little bit. Okay? It's cat. Welcome back, Abby. Welcome back. Do you want to sit down? Or do you just want pets? Okay. Come on. Come sit down. Good girl. Okay, well, she'll eventually get bored and sit down. Oh, you're going to sit on my keyboard, are you? Fine. Okay. Yeah, I had to clean my keyboard because of you. Okay, so I don't think this ever happens. I should probably make it clear. Yeah, I wrote the previous one to be removed but not breed. Caller is responsible for keeping track of the content's life cycle. She cut up the covering for the crawl space in my basement and now she can't come down here anymore? She can't take the stairs? Is she an older cat? So I don't see a problem with this. And that's the only remove child call that could be happening. Did it say anything else in here? No. Oh, I see. Okay, I thought it was they can't make it there anymore. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. You should put a sock over the crawl space. Fix everything with combs and socks. I don't see why this is happening. There might still be an issue. Yeah, RID allocations leaked at exit. Maybe I should search for that. Like, what caused this one in particular? Possible duplicate of that or this. Wait, this is closed, but nothing closed this? I must have skipped the comment that did. Oh, close is completed. This was back in 2023. So it's probably not that anymore. Okay, let's search for RID allocation. If this is a known issue, I would just probably stop looking into this. But if it's not a known issue, then it might be my issue. We could potentially validate that by making a minimal repro and just trying to kind of recreate the title screen. Yeah. Shut down these instances. Yeah, I don't see anything that's open still. Man. Yeah. Maybe we just ignore this for now. I don't like this idea, but nothing's orphaned to begin with. Maybe quitting orphans them. Let's go take a look at that. Quit. Print orphan nodes. Quitting or printing before quitting. Block quit timer is stopped. Oh yeah, I remember that. All right, so I'm gonna just go start this. Do you want to let me use my keyboard again? She doesn't. All right, so I just click the button and what happens? Printing before quitting. It printed nothing. So as far as this is concerned, at this point, there are no orphaned nodes. The only other way this could possibly happen, then, I think, is if there's a dispose function in any of these, which we could search for. Are any of these in the title screen? Now let's just look through them all individually. It shouldn't be that hard. Because none of these ones at the top, like battle system, there's no battle system on the title screen. There's none of that. Intro, battler, end, instance, none of that. No, none of this stuff. That exists. Anything else? Nope. Hover prioritizer. What even is that? What is this thing? I don't remember this. Exists to work around this issue. In short, mouse events for Area 2D do not ensure any sort of ordering. Oh man, I forgot all about this. This is probably not the best. Hey, Mr. Evil Rex. Well, I've pet her plenty already today. Tab container that adjusts on size change. Okay, so the reason why this might have mattered is if any of these dispose functions are doing something interesting, and none of them are. Unless this one is. Remove handlers? No. Yeah, none of them are. Well, that's a shame. All right, I don't think this is my issue. I don't know when this started, though. It might have been Godot 4.4. Yes, but I didn't see the plenty of petting she got before. Okay, here. One pet for Abby. She's licking my hand right now. This was already back in Godot 4.4. I wouldn't have had this on the list here. This happened in 4.4 and is still happening in 4.6.1. I don't even know how else we can look into this. RIDs of type texture were leaked. And RID allocations were leaked at exit. Hi. Using this not lists all orphans. Anything? There are no orphan non-nodes. Instead, they're leaked, as you can see from the verbose output. Name doesn't imply this. Description makes it clear what these are. Nodes outside the scene. There's no cause for confusion here. No way to find the objects as they're not tracked. Only discovered because they didn't get deleted before the engine finalized. So maybe one of those JetBrains tools will work for this. Object DB snapshot selected. I mean, these are all closed issues anyway. Like the best stream in a while on all of Twitch. Got a cat. Twitter freezes, exports. Okay, I think we can probably give up on searching through the issue list. Maybe there's some way to see what allocated this stuff that then got leaked at exit. Is this supposed to be meaningful to us? Maybe if we could go through everything in the scene tree right before we quit and print out the RIDs and find out what this is to. I don't like this. I don't like this. Node extensions. Don't we have like a run on everything in the tree? Probably. Scene functions. No, it's not there. Tree functions. That. Yep. Run function on all descendants. Okay, let's take a look at this. So on the title screen, when you click quit, let's run a function that goes through every node and prints out the name quitting. I don't want to run with verbose anymore. Let's turn that off. Oh, no, I do. Because I want to print out. Yeah. Glad I didn't turn that off. All right, quitting. Let's print some bomb emojis here. What am I doing here? There. All right, so I want to print out the node's name and then the node itself. And this should print out its special ID underneath. Or maybe there's a way to get the ID. RPC ID. I don't think so. Maybe resource ID? ID? No. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's try that. I'm hoping this prints a number that matches the thing at the very end. So all I have to do is click quit. And now we have a number here. Do we see numbers up here? We do. Do any of them match? No, they don't. And none of these are considered orphaned. I mean, they can't be because they're in the scene tree. So what I did makes no sense, right? Oh, man. Unless we kept track of everything that was in the tree originally. Unfortunately, the only hint we have to go off of here is the thing at the end. It's for texture storage and for texture. And maybe this is coming from a theme? What if I just turn off the theme for the title screen? What if I just start deleting things from the title screen? Yeah, let's delete all the new challenge run stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Thoros. So I'm going to delete the new challenge run screen, which is probably going to break everything in the title screen. New challenge run screen. Here it is. This won't exist. We don't do any of this stuff. We don't do that. We don't do that or that. And that's it. All right, let's try running that now. Yeah, I guess when in doubt, just start deleting random code. So now what happens? Same. Okay. Assume this is newer. Oh, since this is newer, it's probably related to something in bone mode. I don't know when this came about. But yeah, it doesn't seem like that fixed it. Maybe let's just remove the game credits menu next. I mean, yeah, let's just keep deleting stuff until we eventually find out what caused this. Game credits menu. So we won't have this anymore. We won't want that. And that was it. Okay, so that's been done too. Let's close every other tab that we have open here. Man, this is really slow to switch away sometimes. All right, so we hit quit. Still leaking stuff. I mean, eventually we're going to have nothing on the screen. That's what we're going to do. So now I'm going to delete the tooltip, which is what I suspected could be doing it. Tooltip. So this is going to be gone. There. Got to figure this out. We'll have a gray screen, and that's when this will go away. Still happening. All right. How much more of the scene tree can we delete? Dialogger. Good. Wow, we don't want any of this now. This is pretty much guaranteed to work unless it turns out that a blank scene will still cause this to happen. In which case I could have just bypassed all of this and tested on a brand new project. But there wouldn't be any textures on a brand new project. I think it might be coming from a scene file somewhere. Oops, I ran it through here. No, wait, did that fix it? Could this be related to sounds? Yeah, it could be related to anything, but it does say texture. No, it didn't fix it. Okay, it just doesn't. Wait, this only happens when running from outside of Godot. Inside of Godot, it doesn't happen? That's strange. Unless it shows up over here. It doesn't. What? How is that possible? Yeah, how is that possible? Only seems to happen when run from VS Code. No, that's not true. It can't be true because people shared the logs that they have, and I'm pretty sure I saw this too. I don't think that's entirely true. People have shared their logs, and I'm pretty sure I saw this in there. All right, let's just keep deleting nodes. That's right, Abby. What else can we get rid of? The background and the logo? Sure, why not? Yay, she's leaving on her own. Can I get my logs from the versions I've installed to see if I have it somewhere? Yeah, if you just go to the title screen and click this, the version at the bottom, you'll see the logs folder print out. Or I guess you could just go to that folder. You can copy paste app data in Explorer and slash Skeleseller. Null reference exception. Oh, because tooltip on parent had that? Yeah, as long as you don't hover over any of that, it should be fine. Although maybe it's coming from tooltip on parent. Let's delete those too. Because it wasn't coming from whatever I just deleted. Yeah, let's delete this. It's in game version label. Let's just delete the whole game version label. Game version. Yeah, it's gone now. It's in the first log you open? Okay. If I said oatmeal, I'd say oatmeal. I agree with that. I think it's pretty poignant in today's society. Okay, it's not that. All right, other buttons. Let's just delete all three of these things. Settings, Discord, and credits. Settings button. Discord button. And credits button. That does make sense. Yeah, the most sense. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? I was talking to my wife. I think it was my wife about this. It sounds like I'm talking to 400 people per day. Anyway, and I said something like, "Oh yeah, I was talking to Redbeard recently." And she's like, "Redbeard, Windy Beard. Why does everyone you know have a beard?" I hope you're doing well. Disappointed to not see your stream this morning. So now game buttons, story mode, quit game. I mean, we need the quit button or else we can't actually quit the game. So I guess we get rid of the game settings menu next. Game settings. Oh, that didn't work. Is the top of this gone? Did I do this right? Yeah. Game settings. Okay, that's everything. I better away this week. Decorating house. You mean away from the computer? Are you like cannoning decorations onto your house? Did you take the confetti too far? All right, now what? Delete the whole UI? Are you aware of that error as well? Yes, that one hopefully should be fixed by updating Godot though. Away from the PC, painting walls. Okay, yeah. Wendy's wife is like, hey, we need to get some colors. I'm thinking eggshell white. And Wendy just cracks. He's a hard-boiled man. He doesn't want these kinds of jokes in real life. I'm just going to delete everything. Because I don't know what else to do at this point. And yeah, let's delete everything other than the quit button. Oh, it could be coming from the mouse cursor stuff. In fact, actually, maybe that was a better idea. Let's put that back in. Let's just turn off everything in ready. No, wait. We need the quit button. Yeah. Let's keep the quit button. Turn everything else off. Windy, there have been such problems with just setting everything up. Why is releasing a game always a pain? I'm sure you know this pain more than most. Does quit not work now because I broke something? Null reference in quick game. What's this doing? Oh, the timer. I don't care about this. We don't even need any of this to print out. We just need scenetree.quit to be called. The pain is very real. Similar but different. So some those might be real, but what's on the title screen shouldn't be real here. Especially not when I like get rid of every other button that exists. Hey, Katie. 25 days indeed. 3.5 weeks. It's just not quitting now? What's going on? Object reference not set? Didn't it rebuild? What's not set? The quit button should be set. It is. What? This looks like it didn't rerun. Huh. Crunch time. Yeah, it's been crunch time for a little bit. I'm excited for launch too. Oh man, what is going on right now? It's the same issue as before. All right, so where is this thing? Quick game line 367. Scene tree. Oh, the scene tree doesn't exist. Oh, sure. I'm excited for launch. Alex should be excited for the weekend. We sell 100 billion copies. Will you save me from destitution? 100 billion? Yes. I don't think I need to hesitate for that. I think the real question is, what's the minimum amount of sales such that I will save Windy? If it were 1 million, that would work out to roughly $10 million. I don't think that's like save people kind of money. But if it were 10 million, so how about that, Windy? We hit 10 million sales. I will send you 1 coupon for a box of Pop-Tarts. That should be enough food for a couple of weeks if you stretch it. Soak in water. Got hydration. So now it's crashing. And it's still leaking before it crashes. But now I think we can safely delete all of the buttons that we have other than the quit button. And just put that there and delete this. If you get 10 million sales, can you gift me a sub? Okay, yes, 1 gifted sub. If I actually got 10 million sales, I would follow up on these things, but I'm not going to remember them, so you'd have to take a clip and remind me. Also, the odds of getting 10 million sales for Skeleseller are like next to nothing. I think the game could do moderately well, but I don't think it can do 10 million sales well. But you never know, right? All right, so now we're down to 1 extra node. Will there be a launch party stream? I applied to be on the Twitch front page on launch day. I'll hear back in the next 8 days. Okay, this is still happening. So then the only other thing I think this can even be is that there's a theme on here. No, there are no themes on here. Is it on the button? It's on the button. Okay, it's possible that it's the button theme that's doing this. So I'm just going to delete that too. And that. And now there should be no way to leak anything. Nothing's running. Unless it's coming from main. In which case all this was a waste of time. It's still happening. Okay, well, the title screen has been completely gutted. So I don't think it's that. So now let's go look at main. What would main even be doing with textures? I don't see anything. Maybe this? God, if it's this, I'm going to be mad. Because this means that it's coming from the Steam add-on. And I didn't even think about that, but that makes a lot of sense. Could be coming from a knit and it used to happen beforehand, maybe? No, it's not coming from that. Well, then I guess I'm not mad. Let's just stop initializing everything. It's the startup logo? Are you saying that because you you found that out, or you're saying it might be that? Okay, what happened now? Something went wrong here. The state machine can't access the keybind manager. Why is it trying to do that? Oh, because of the startup things in local settings? Well, we'll just delete that too. What even runs that? It is in main. I just didn't see it. No, just the save version is. I mean, we can just delete that too, I guess. But there should be something that's setting everything you had in your save file here. I don't know where that is. Do we have a static initializer here? No. Do we have a load from save file? We do. Then what calls you? Main scene initial state. Okay, well, goodbye. But also maybe. Yeah, it just wouldn't be 3, and there's nothing different about that. Did this fix it? Hey, we got rid of it. Okay, so it's one of the last few things that I did. Now you lose out on the Pop-Tart coupon. That's right. You can have brown sugar and tears flavored Pop-Tarts now. So it could be this. I guess let's put this back in and see if it happens again. We need the keybind manager. Would there be textures in the keybind manager? I don't know. Let's just keep trying this. It's not happening again. Okay, what about mouse cursors? It's mouse cursors. Really? I guess so, yeah. We never wrote a dispose for this? Okay. Do you have icons for the mouse? We have the different textures for the mouse. So we would need something on quit to get rid of these. Actually, how do you get rid of these? Is there a free on this? Deletes the object from memory. Okay. Yeah, we can just have before quitting. Public static void dispose. So custom cursor dot free. Are these all something similar? They're all textures, yeah. So for each texture cursor in those. Oh, there's a dispose on that? Interesting. And if is instance valid, engine dot is instance valid? How do you get this? You can't just do cursor dot is instance valid? Where's that come from? Godot object. Oh. Okay. I don't know if that's enough. I'll just call free. This might be a mistake. So now do we have a quit function in here? We kind of do. Mouse cursors dot dispose. All right, does that fix everything? No. Do we just call it dispose then? Is this even being invoked? It probably wouldn't be that it's too late at that point. Yeah, this is not being invoked. That's strange. Does that come from clicking the X at the top of the window? Yes, it does. Okay. Thanks to you, I discovered this font. The hack font? Because I like this font. So we need a common place where you can quit the game. How does game settings menu do it? Or I guess in-game menu. Yeah, I've been using hack for a very long time now. This propagates. Interesting. Shouldn't main or shouldn't title screen do this too? And can't this just be scene tree? No, it doesn't exist. Or scene tree.root maybe? Hey, there we go. All right, now are we in good form here? All right, cool. We called dispose. Did it work? Now 2 RID allocations instead of 3. Oh, really? All right. I wonder if it's just the one that was in use, maybe. So we go into this. The first cursor should be the custom cursor. It ends in 648. Yep. The next one is 088. Okay, so then we dispose. Oh, wait. Oh, right. It's not dispose. It's free. Although, why did it change from 3 to 2? Now it's back up to 3. Man. All right, let's just print something out here. Cursor was valid, disposing in. Why wasn't this a problem for longer, I wonder? It doesn't print this at all? Object disposed cannot access a disposed object. Oh, because it fails after the first one. Add button sounds to parent line 35. Use normal cursor when this exits? Okay. Yeah, this is a shame. I know what's going on. In order to click the button, we change the cursor to the gloved hand shape, and then the mouse exits that button, which causes it to try to change back to what is now a freed texture. We could check to see if this thing has been disposed already. Or we could try to wait for like a frame. That wouldn't really work. Let's try some, like, just a hack for right now. Public static bool was disposed equals false. In dispose, we set this to true. And then in something like use normal cursor, we say if was disposed, return. Technically, this should be in all of them. Yeah. This is the cheapo way of fixing this. Hopefully it worked. So now we don't have a stack trace printing out, but we do still have some allocations that are being leaked. And I think it's because we still need to call free. I don't know why dispose lowered the number by 1. Because as far as I know, it shouldn't actually free anything. Still saying they were leaked. Okay, let's look something up. Godot dispose texture. For free texture? That's probably not going to work. Q free. This is not what I want to find, but it might lead to the right kind of thing. Godot keeps account of how many references a material has from the docs. Unlike objects, references keep an internal reference counter from the docs of what? Resources, therefore, do not need to be freed manually. So then why is this a problem? Okay, let's try something else here then. Let's not dispose this. And let's never use any of these functions. Let's just set dispose to true by default. And then never load any of this stuff. Why is that there? Things might have changed. Now we're leaking one RID. I'm so confused. Cursor image stack. Hey, Vibe Huff. Font troubles are done. We're trying to figure out why these textures aren't being freed. Where is this coming from? Nothing should even be doing anything now. It's so strange. Huh. Yeah, it's so strange. And if I cut this out completely, it stops happening? No, it's still happening. It was the keybind manager that had this problem? I'm a little bit lost here because I thought I narrowed it down to the other one. This isn't going to build at all now. Yeah. Because of something that was using this. I already forgot what. Yeah, right. That's right. State machine. Set current state, local settings. This is what, initial state. So that fixes everything now? No, that doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I could have sworn I'd cut all of these out somehow. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I just commented everything out. Huh. We have those images from project settings. Yeah, texture leaks again. I'm not sure what it is. One RID allocation of type this was leaked at exit, and then 2 RIDs of type texture were leaked. But I could have sworn I tried this earlier. And oh, I guess this is technically being called. Or is it? No, it's not being called anymore. This stuff does nothing now because was disposed will always be true. Nothing sets it back to false. Yeah, so we just return from that. Yeah. Well, then maybe it was a race condition somehow. I don't even know what race would exist here. But if I just quit this immediately. Still leaking something. And then what if I take a lot of time doing it? Actually, what if I click away from this and then press space on that? Wait a second. Why do I have a custom cursor? Because I guess the project default sets one? Yeah. So maybe that's what's leaking at exit? No, we can change that by going over to here and searching for cursor and finding out that it's not called cursor. Oh, there it is. Display mouse cursor. Custom image, delete. Okay. Does that fix it? If so, that's an engine problem, I'm pretty sure. That did fix it. Okay, that's got to be a bug. Mouse cursor custom image. Mouse not released when quitting embedded. I don't think that's the kind of thing they mean by released here. They're probably not talking about a texture. Yeah, no, they're not. Okay, well, it's possible my search is just bad. Custom mouse leak. So bad. Renaming or right-clicking, canvas layer, modifying mouse position. As a mouse cursor flickers. Okay, I don't see an issue on this, so let's try a minimal repro. And I only know one portion of this repro, I think. So create new mouse Custom mouse image leak repro. It's really the only time ever to use a custom cursor. Well, it's at quit time, so maybe people just don't care about it. So we go into project. We set a custom cursor. Pick this. So now if we run the project. Oh, I need to actually make a scene, huh? Okay, sure. So I run this. Main. Now it looks like the Godot cursor there. And then when I close this, it should cause a leak, but not when run through Godot itself. So we got to figure out how to run this from the command line. How do we do that? Godot 4. Oh, what if I just do that?
Whoops.
No. Oh, wait, I have a thing. I have open exported Mac build. Yeah, what's this do? Oh, this runs the application, right? Yeah, it runs the application. I want to run it through Godot. I guess we can just customize. We can just do exactly what's being done here, right? Yeah. Okay, so code Godot, what do I call it? Why do I never remember the name of this stuff? Custom mouse. And then we do Godot 4 dot slash. Okay, and now I quit it. Hey, look at that. Minimal repro. Figured out. Unless we're supposed to do something about that. Maybe this is in the documentation. Is it in the documentation? Old documentation. Yeah, whatever. I'll look at this one then. Custom image. Custom image. No, I don't see any problem here. And I didn't see the issue. Custom cursor leak, maybe? People might not have typed mouse. Mouse cursor, memory leak in GT search autocomplete. Custom mouse cursor is not working in embedded window. Ways for the mouse cursor resets. Cursor flashes memory leak on custom classes. This is from 2024, so it's probably not this. I don't see cursor or mouse in here. Okay, now let's look at closed issues. Then I'll those were closed issues. Let's look at open issues. Maybe it's this. Set prompts a memory leak when the game exits. Oh, here it is. It's from 2024. Yeah, it's exactly what we're seeing. Well, I searched for RID allocation. Why did it not? Oh, maybe because of. Okay, that might have come up when I searched for RID allocation. RID allocation. Yeah. It was pretty far down the page, though. I only searched the top like 10 because I thought, oh, this must be a new issue. But this means I must have been seeing this for a long time. I just didn't realize. They were in 4.3 when that happened? Yeah, so this has been around for a while. I don't remember seeing that, though. Could have sworn we got rid of all of these. You didn't know it was a custom mouse cursor at the time of that search? That's true, but what I'm thinking, the assumption I can't figure out is that I'm assuming I would have noticed this when we switched to 4.4. Unless we weren't using a custom mouse cursor back then, but we probably were. Let's find out when we started using one. Cursor here. So we just blame line 30. Last year. Yeah, what day? February 6th, 2025. Yeah. So I had like a year to notice this if it was happening. Wasn't able to reproduce the issue. Issue still exists. I can reproduce this. I've seen this issue before. I've definitely seen this issue before. I even referenced it. Wow, look at that. Inspect leaked resources. Oh my god. I'm doing what I already did. Okay, where did I do this? January 6th. Here. Worth closing at this point. There's some issues quitting Skeleseller after closing through VS Code. At least one of these is caused by this Godot issue. When did I do this investigation? I mean, presumably January 6th, but why don't I remember that? That was like a month ago. Oh, man. All right, I'm probably ignoring this. Yeah, I think the others are caused by... I can't believe I'm being stupid about this. So update... Besides completely forgetting that I had already investigated this, I did another investigation. I did another investigation today and found that the other leaked textures are coming from... Oh my god, I think I know where the fourth one... We don't use the fourth mouse cursor in this case, do we? There's a grab one. There's a point with glove, point with a bony hand. And what's the last one? I don't remember. I need to look at the pictures. Whoops. Assets, mouse, cursors, UI, UI, mouse, cursors. There it is. Okay, so we have this one, glove without shadow, glove, grab, and pointer and press. Which ones of these are we using? Hand, glove, grab, press. Okay, let's just put all those in one folder so I don't have to look through all these. Hand, glove, grab, press. Okay, I'm just gonna put these in a temp folder. Tell me. There we go. Now let's look at these pictures. So that one we would use on the button. Grab we would never use. Hand we would use by default. Press. Why do we use... Is press and hand even different? Oh yeah, there's like a tiny... Okay, hold on. We probably do use this then. All right, I think this explains it all. Come on, do this, and then this. Yeah. We probably use that. I don't know for sure. Yeah, use the fourth. I'm going to. And Yoda will appear and say, allocation you have. Despite having already investigated this, found that the other leak textures are coming from the rest of mouse cursors. But it involves using each of them first. Okay, so we got to revert every single thing I did. I love saying that. It's just like, oh, hey, you know the last hour you spent investigating something? That was all pointless. Yeah, I didn't... Did I do anything worth saving? Oh, God, now I got to look through this trash. Yes, this. That was worth keeping in the title screen. Anything else? That too. And that. Ugh. Fine. Let's revert files one by one. Anything in here? No. So I want to save settings menu. I want to save just the stuff at the bottom here. Just this one line. Okay, let's just revert the whole file then. And I'll go back to title screen and we'll just save the one line. That way they all converge on the same quit function. You had some bomb emojis. Yeah, keep those in. So this is now private just because it was never used. And this doesn't exist. That's worth keeping. This is bad. This is trash. And that's it. Okay. So I need to take another break. So let's keep this. And let's write this really fast. Where I left off, try using the fourth cursor grab and see if it leaks a fourth instance. Then file the comment in the second browser tab, and then check in the 2 files I changed, and then look for leaks after running the main game. Jabba Dabba do. Yeah, I'm going to take a break now. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Abby just meowed directly into the microphone, but it was right before it unmuted. Close the game. Hey, Raimu. Okay, so try using the fourth cursor. Let's go test this out. So as long as we do this on the... Man, she's like really meowing. As long as we do this from main. Mouse cursors dot use grab cursor. Then I think we'll leak 4 things. And if we do leak 4 things, then that confirms what I was talking about. Whoa, you okay? Like running. All right, so we just hit quit. It didn't, but I think we need to... It didn't actually look like he used it. Maybe something else sets it somewhere? Transition to title screen. Oh, I think the title screen does reset it in here. There's some mouse cursor thing. Yeah, this. All right, that should do it. All right, yeah, we have the grab cursor there. Now I pointed this. I guess we don't ever get to the regular hand cursor though. It says 4 rids of type texture were leaked, but only 2 rid allocations. Anyway, good enough for me. I think. I don't know. Yeah, that's good enough for me. All right, so then we say this, despite having already investigated this. Yeah. All right, cool. Then check in the 2 files I changed. Let's go do that. Make sure all quitting routes through main. The title screen used to quit on its own. We should make sure the title screen can still quit. That's pretty important. This is one of those things that I always kind of wonder, like, what if you had an otherwise practically flawless game and you released a game where the quit button didn't work on the title screen? Like, would people judge you? Probably. Okay, so we're going to check this in. Make custom content private. Nothing external was accessing / mutating it. And then the other change here is remove unused parameter. Yeah. All right. Where did I leave off down here? So we looked into this. There's nothing we can really do. This is done. Probably write this. Starting through VS Code on the command line. You don't even need to go past beyond the title screen. Okay, can we do anything more before I start running out of time here? Zoom shortcuts don't seem to work even if set to F8 or something. It seems like the town menu may be consuming those. What? Is that still an issue? Oh, man. We did a bunch of stuff with controllers and zooming in particular, and I'm kind of hoping it's fixed, but maybe it's not. Do I have a shortcut for zoom set? Oops. Set to plus and minus. Okay, so I should just be able to press plus and minus. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think this works. All right, so what do I set this to? I don't know. It's 9. Sure, whatever. Let's zoom in. That works? Wait, oh, because it's the town menu. Wait, what? Why does that work? Can I just not bind this to this? Let's set this to 8. Save. No, it works there. Okay, so let's try this again. New game. And then, yeah, zooming works. So I just can't set it to plus and minus? How does that make sense? Minus and plus. Oh, I don't have a plus key on my keyboard. I have shift equal. Does that work? I don't think that's going to work. That does work. Oh my God. Wow. Weird. Wait a second. So is this not bound to like actual minus by default? Is this different from this? Oh, well, yes. Minus is different from plus. But I meant is minus different from this character? Oh, maybe. Wow, this is not what I expected when I looked into this. Why is that happening? Because of physical keys versus logical keys or something? Input map. Zoom. KP at, oh, that's why. They're specifically the keypad versions. I don't have those keys on my keyboard. So I just have to change this. Now let's just turn it in the key I actually have. Shift equal. Can I type plus here? Keyboard key. But this is probably KP add, right? No, shift plus. What? Okay, in KP subtract, we do what, hyphen minus? All right, let's try that. This might be a mistake. I don't know. This probably makes sense for American keyboards, but I don't think it makes sense for all keyboards. So now I reset all keybinds to their default. Save. Now if we look at it, it says plus and minus. That's pretty reasonable. I make a new game and we try pressing plus and minus. Only minus works. Okay, why? What is going on here? This might be a me thing. Let's look at the event viewer and see what happens when I press this key. Left shift equal sign. I think that's correct. If you look at like a normal QWERTY keyboard, that's where plus should be, right? Yeah, shift equals. So it says shift plus here though. Equals. Oh, maybe I should have done that. Oh, yeah, probably. Okay, that might fix it. But again, that'll fix it for me. It's going to break it for people on other keyboards, I think. At least you can rebind it, so I'm not really super concerned. Yeah, now it's working totally fine. All right, so what does a Spanish keyboard look like? Where's plus? Yeah, I couldn't find it. And then where, I guess that's hyphen and then underscore. So shift equals would be, no, shift equals doesn't exist. It's not an equals key. It's shift 0 to get to equals. That's not it. This is how you summon Kevin. Is this typing the @ sign on a Spanish keyboard? What's the Spanish keyboard layout? Can you look for ISO ES? ISO ES keyboard. Here. Is this it? Because this looks normal. I thought there was a problem on a Spanish keyboard. Am I thinking of a different locale? Because if this is the keyboard, it would probably work. French keyboard. I don't know. Whatever. We have rebinds in the game. Oh, you know what I could do? I have a gaming keyboard here. I could plug this in. And this is a keyboard I think most people would probably have by default, at least in the US. This style. So let's plug that in. And then let's go try the game out again. I'm going to start from scratch just in case. Look at this. This doesn't even fit in the keyboard camera. Meow. Meow. Hey, it's not food time yet. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, because I should just pick equals. Oh, I'm very glad I tested that. Because I don't have an equals. Wait, do I have an equals key? I have an equals key. I must have one. So just edit this and get rid of shift. This is taking me a long time because I'm being stupid. So now we can zoom. Yeah. Yeehaw. All right, let's unplug this. Okay. Hey, Atomic, good morning. It's going pretty well. We're getting done with a bunch of different tasks. Unfortunately, the cat's been meowing. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, I might need to go sooner than I thought. It should have the shift modifier. You want the default to be plus minus, not minus equals? No, you do want it to be minus equals, right? Because you would just press the 2 keys on your keyboard, I think. I could just make it both. Although it's going to get overridden as soon as you... I could just add another one here. And pick equal and pick shift. But if you override this, then it's going to override that it works for both of these. But that's probably still fair. So now I'll work on... Yeah. On both keyboards. I just unplugged the other one. I'm not going to plug it back in. Yep. And then I should also be able to press this button. Yeah, nice. Now I have 2 keys for zooming. Okay. That is working. Check that in. Change. Wait, how do we even change this now? What did we do? I'm gonna undo this for a second. Git stash. Now let's go reload the project and see what it used to be set to. This is not correct. I have to reload the whole project. I had bad connection earlier. And Bass typing now. I reversed how you typed that. Okay. Let's go to here and look for zoom. So it was KP at... Yeah, this was the issue. I remember now. And had I thought really, really hard about it, because my brain's not working, I probably would have remembered. All right, so now we got to reload. Oops. And then also reload this. And then we can just check it in. Hooray. Okay, so change default zoom keys. On keyboard, they were previously set to the numpad versions of plus and minus. Now they're the regular keyboard versions of that. Oh, you know what? We could just do them both. It's probably gonna cause some problems. Why is this guy using a noob keyboard? Hey, Leaf. I don't think anyone will use those over scroll wheel anyway. Yeah, probably not. All right, I'll just leave it as is. Okay, check that in. Done. All right, consider giving tips a theme like a sheet of paper. Just see if it looks good by changing the theme. I think at this point we should probably... Oh, this should happen later at some point. I think we should probably get ready to launch now. And then we'll do some of this stuff later. Yeah, we're almost to the bottom of this. Probably better if the keybinds behind you too. It is better, although I do have 2 for zoom in now, because we currently have a bug with camera controls. If you have a controller plugged in, there we go. If you have a controller plugged in and you just start up the game, then the stick will move the camera and the D-pad will move the camera. But if you rebind this to D-pad left again, which apparently you can't even do. Okay, well, anyway, let's bind it to something else then. Let's bind it to this. Okay, so now we say done, save. Okay, so now I can't press left to move this. I can press this to move this. But then if you try binding it back, if you set this to D-pad left, now the left stick still doesn't work, which is one of the issues. You have to actually reset to default. And that's different from just pressing D-pad left. No, wait, no, it still doesn't work. There's some other way to fix this. I don't remember what. Maybe you need to change it to something else first and then set it to default. Done, save. No, the control stick just never works again. I think you need to reset everything. No, even that doesn't work. D-pad stick. Yeah, launch the game, rebind camera rights, save. At this point, left click stops working. Resetting all keybinds doesn't resume it. You have to fully restart the game. Hang on one second. Yeah, so that's something I'd like to have fixed by launch, but we have a little, like, yeah, we have a couple of controller issues. And if most people are going to play on a Steam Deck anyway, maybe it'll just be fine. All right. Yeah, let's launch. Okay, so it's about time that I merge. It's unlikely you'd be buying those in the first place. I think so. I think it's unlikely. Let me call this tons of to-do items. It's so many things on this branch that it's hard to sum up. Performance improvements, controller. Yeah, performance improvements, controller improvements, bug fixes. I don't know. I don't know what I did. That's probably good enough. Oh yeah, yeah. Probably other stuff. Great, great pull request. Ooh. Now let's just indiscriminately merge this. I can't even scroll down all the way to get to what I did. We're gonna need this here as patch notes at some point. Yay. All right. What are we doing? Let me release this. Oh, I gotta go to that branch. Cool. Now we run this release tool. Actually, I should do this through the command line, right? Release. Okay, so we're gonna start by releasing the demo. Please don't fail. Oh man. All right, engage privacy mode. Hang on a second. I gotta log in. Zonto mouse. All right, logging in. Please confirm on your phone. Where am I supposed to confirm? Okay, that didn't work. I guess you shouldn't have the Steam app open when you do that. Okay, that worked. Is it working? Hang on, I know you can't see the screen yet. It says waiting for confirmation still. I already confirmed it. Man, what am I supposed to do? All right, I'm just gonna close the Steam app. I did confirm this. Had to do it twice as well. Yeah. Steam. Was it working this time? Okay, go to your phone, press the button, approve sign in, remember me, sign in approved. Waiting for confirmation. What is happening? It just says waiting for confirmation. I already hit approve. There's nothing else on the screen. Man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point. Cached credentials not found. I'll try one more time. Please confirm the login in the Steam mobile app on your phone. Approve sign in. Yes. Sign in request approved. Oh, now it got it. Didn't this happen before? I think you have notes. The login shouldn't fail. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Oh well, whatever. Should be working now. So now I can run this. Yeah. And we're gonna release the demo first. I'm gonna look through all these notes. Demo 092 sounds good. All right, so that's gonna take a while. So while that's running, let's go look at Steam itself and see the last time that I uploaded. Yeah, Steam Cloud support. That's February 11th. Have I done anything since then that wasn't on this branch? Commits. No, I committed from this branch. That's why that's stupid. I'm going to write this here. Write a note in release tool that releasing from main is nice so that you can easily come up with patch notes. In the future, we may want to allow releasing from another branch. I guess the tags will be there anyway. You know what? I'm just not even going to do this. Your cloud support patch notes at 0.9.2, and didn't you just select 0.92 as the new version? Oh, yes, but that's because, oh, this is going to be even more confusing, isn't it? This is the release version now. Okay, let's undo this. Yeah, this is going to be super confusing. I never synced the demo and release versions, and I started writing patch notes for only the release versions. But then I bumped the demo because I'm like, oh, well, that's a closer number to launch. But yeah, I should probably just make this 093 at this point. It's a good call, Ski. All right, so the last thing I said is I added Steam Cloud support, blah, blah, blah. So where was that in this list of stuff? Steam Cloud. There. So what were the 156 lines above that? Add reference to Steam Deck add-on. What? I don't know about that. I don't care. This stuff doesn't matter. Add clarifying comment, refactor code, UID, render quick move battle. I'm not going to write that. Bind start to the panel. That's fine. Fix bug with camera zooming. The wrong camera. Allow when doing a keybind that had no default. Rebind the virtual cursor. Delete extra controls. Treat these specially. Virtual cursor on Linux. Okay, that's pretty important. So I'm going to say a bunch of controller fixes. Virtual cursor should now work on Linux. Stop customers finding held items. Fix extra blank space when spells are active. FPS label. I'll just say fixed a bunch of bugs because I'm not going to write all these things down. Fix bug with achievements. People don't even have achievements yet. Fix cursor issue. Fixes 1244. I think that had to do with like saving on the menu or something. Update copyright years. Prove that. Update release instructions. Mouse filter. Okay, we already wrote about that. That's just for me. Bug with Steam app IDs. Add notes about how to run on Steam Deck. Improve performance. Okay, so improved performance. I'm hesitant to put this here because I don't know if I did improve the performance. I think I did. Yeah, I cut out a whole lot of these things. Fix lamps. Oh, yeah. Start to add physics interpolation. Move dead code from camera. Fix some code for cleanup. Smoothly drag adventure. Fix bug with timers. Yeah. Yeah, attempt to improve performance. Exactly. Scrolling happening on physics ticks. Issues waiting for a single frame. Oh, there's a tooltip issue now on... I'm not going to fix this right now, but I should probably fix this before launch. On my Mac builds, I realized that tooltips on the title screen flicker at the upper left. Maybe we're waiting 2 frames for something when we should only be waiting for a single one. Yeah, oh my god, tons of allocations. There's marshalling, allocations. So many allocation things. So much work went into this. Event, yeah. Updated Godot. Finish addressing. Anything else? I'm not gonna write down all these things. Damn. Seafood, accommodate analog buttons. Analog buttons should now work for rebinding keys. Ski gets rev share? Yeah, 100% to him, 0 to me. Do you want to upload to Steam? Yes. It should be pretty quick. I can't be stuck at logging in because I definitely cached those credentials. Yeah, there we go. Do you want to upload to itch? Yes. Okay, so we got to go put this on default. This is now 093. We should probably run this before we just put it live. Just make sure the game opens. Although I guess I just made it live on itch. So if it doesn't open, then 2 people are going to be very upset over the weekend. So this is the demo. Yeah. Okay. I mean, looks like I can start battles and stuff. Let's turn on auto battling and let's get this. We don't have that yet. Yeah, the camera's still rough. It still feels like I'm dragging it over sand. Okay. So I'll set this live. Done. It is now live on Steam and live on itch. And what happened to the release tool? Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to run the release tool again, but this time with the release version. I'm not sure it is a monitor problem because some other people in chat did notice it. Okay, here we go. Let's keep looking through these notes. Add dialogue sounds. Yeah, a lot of stuff got better with controllers. Man, nice. Look at harvesting crops, fix bugs, quest progress. It's more obvious. Okay, yeah. So that's it. That's what our patch notes pretty much are. Well, let's go post it. How do we make a new post? Post on Steam. Okay, game update. Yeah, this is probably fine. Okay, improved performance and controller support. V093. Fix weird pointy spikes. Well, they would have never seen the pointy spikes. Otherwise, I definitely would have done that. Hello. Lots of work went into this change, but so many of the fixes are minor that I'm only going to include the major stuff. I want to reword that in a second. And it's just this. Improved performance. This should be noticeable on the Steam Deck especially, but there's still work to be done. Improved controller support. How do you tab this in? The virtual cursor should now work on Linux. Analog buttons should now work for all key bindings without double click issues or double press issues. And yeah, fixed. That's probably good enough. And then yeah, fixed all sorts of bugs. Whoops. All sorts of bugs. Cool. But in the essence of saving time, only listing the big stuff. Hope you all enjoy. Please let me know if you encounter any problems. Save. So I need a cover image for this. Should we take a picture of like the key bindings thing? That doesn't seem like a good picture. We just take a random picture of that's happening now. How funny. What'd you have to do for the analog buttons? Missed that? There's a new API in Godot 4.5 called like is action just pressed by event, and I needed to use that because I started writing my own custom thing and it was not working well. And then I was like, oh, good, there's already something there. A zoomed picture of the slimes hit that you can drag items. I think we already have a patch thing in the past that had the slime there. No, we don't. Okay, well, let's take a picture of this. What does the size have to be? 830 by something else? Artwork, cover image, 800 by 450. All right, so if I just drag something that's 800 by 450, I mean, that's close. What does this save as? Because I don't think it's that. I think it's double. Yeah, it is double. So since it's double, I need something that is 400 by 225. So I need to like zoom way out. 400 is there. That's pretty good. And then 225 is there. Great. It's a dumb picture. I don't know. Let's take a slightly bigger one and then we can trim it later. Yeah, whatever. That's good enough. I don't think many people are even going to see this. Okay, so now we do this and we set this to the actual numbers. Oh, that didn't work. Nice. And then center it. And that's all we could fit. Well, then that's our picture because I'm not doing anything more here. Export. Yeah. So put this here as garbage slime cover. I gotta make that live. And then I gotta also push this. Yeah. All right, cover image. Where you at? Where do I drag this up there? Invalid. What? How did I mess that up? It's gigantic. What? What did I do? 800 pixels by 450. Why'd this export in some weird size? Whole document. There we go. Now where's the garbage line picture? Well, that's saved in the wrong spot. All right, that should do it. Yay. That would be good, Atomic. I like that. Oh, that's right. You can scale it in there. Yeah. I keep forgetting that. So now I have enough to be able to publish this. But I have not made this live on Steam yet for the main game. That is this link. There we go. Default preview 093. Good. Good, good, good. Now we go publish this. Oh, man. Yeah, a lot went into that. I really want to improve the performance some more. I also want to look into that sandpaper-y thing that's been happening. I'll spend some time this weekend looking into some of this stuff. Then this coming week, I want to spend time on these issues, closing whatever we can. Yeah. All right. I think we're pretty good. So release tool should upload to this without asking. I still have to do that at some point. That can happen here. Want to publish new builds, done with that. Ask someone to test controller support on Linux. So does anyone have a Linux machine set up for gaming? Because if so, if you wouldn't mind, let me think about this. No, sorry, it's got to be that you have Linux set up and also a controller. Anyway, is anyone in this situation? You have Linux set up with Steam and you have a controller? Because if so, all I really need is a really pretty simple validation, which is, can you use your controller to even like enter the game? And then, I don't know, just try playing for like 10 seconds even. Could you connect a controller to the Steam Deck? So I have a Steam Deck and I've tested it myself. I just want to make sure it works for somebody else in addition to me. So if anyone doesn't mind doing that, that'd be great. I can spin up a VM. I could ask, I'll ask Xyletics. I'll just ping Xyletics, yeah. Ping Xyletics about controller testing. Because I think they ran into this issue too on Linux, yeah. Okay, and then this one is much more common, I think, which is I changed the Windows renderer. If anyone right now, this would be really good, could just open the demo on Windows and just tell me, like, does it look fine? Does the game run at 60 FPS or whatever your monitor refresh rate is? Because this is it looks fine. Okay, cool. Thanks, Ski. Then we're all set, I think. So worked on my backlog and pushed a new version of the demo and release. I'm on the live version. Is that the same? I don't know what you mean exactly. You mean you're running from code? Because yeah, that's the same. Or at least it's close enough. It should be using the new renderer. As long as whatever you're doing is something from today, then yeah, we're good. No, I'm on the Skeleseller app ID. Oh, like release version. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, they're both the same in terms of renderer. Yeah. Missed a bit about what needs to be tested. Just the game. So like, can you navigate to the game and then like play for 10 seconds or so? If that works from a controller, then we're fine. Like if you really want to test a scenario, maybe pick up an item and drag it to the shop. That'd be good enough for testing that if the controller works. Demo looks fine. Okay, cool. Yeah. But this test is specifically on on Linux that I wanted to make sure it works. Because we had a bug before, just for full disclosure here, we had a bug before where the virtual cursor wouldn't even work on Linux. And thank goodness someone posted a workaround on the Godot forums. And since then, they've made some efforts to just make it work without a workaround, but it apparently won't work everywhere. So you need to fall back to using the workaround. So I'll just keep the workaround. I also want to see the sandpaper rendering. What's your refresh rate on your monitor? Because it only happens for me on my 60 hertz monitor. On my 100 hertz monitor, oh no, it actually doesn't look that great there either. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on there. I still haven't figured that out. Yeah, it just doesn't look great. I don't know why that is. 144 hertz, okay. Anyway, yeah, so this is the important thing. If this works on Linux, then we're probably fine. And like I said, it works on my Steam Deck. On my 60 is jittery. Okay, this is bad then. Darn it. I don't think I can stop working then yet. I think we need to figure this out and probably push new builds because this is not acceptable. Well, it's not a debug build problem then. What happens if you kill VSync? It doesn't get any better. The game seems okay, but dragging the dialogue windows seems jittery. Sound like a stakeholder? I'm like the primary stakeholder of this game. I should sound like a stakeholder. It's not someone else's game. It's not just dial. Well, okay, wait, Ski, are you noticing the same thing when you are just moving the camera around the town? Looks fine on my end, setting game at 60 FPS. That weird 59-ish. This should be running at 60. Yeah. Because even here it looks bad, like really bad. I don't know what's causing that. Around the town looks okay, so just dialogues look funky. That could be physics interpolation then. I guess we could test it by setting that much lower and see what happens. General ticks, physics 5. Okay, now I'm going to reload the whole project just because I merged branches. Oh, good. Godot crashed. Did it reload? It did. Okay, that might be the issue with dialogues at least. It looks like it's updating on physics ticks because this looks like really, really bad. Yeah, I think that's the case there. But in the town, it should not be on physics ticks. Oh. I DM'd you a video on Discord. Okay, thank you. Yeah. What would be going on here? Well, let's see. So when you position, we have a drag controller for the dialogue. When you position this, how are we positioning it? Update target position. On source GUI input. I think we need to only update this from physics process or make it so that dialogues don't have physics interpolation on. Yeah, let's try that. Just for now, at least, because otherwise I don't know what we're doing. Drag source dot physics interpolation mode equals, what is this? That, yeah. Off. Possibly null value. And now you can't do that. Oh man. Later C# will let me do that. If drag source is not null, then set that. Okay, so that might make dialogues look better. Moving the camera does look a bit funky for me. Yeah. I was concerned about this. Take care, Leap Here Girl. Have a good weekend. Still looks bad. Well, is this being hit? Maybe it's not being hit. It is being hit. So we set it to off. And it still looks bad. Oh, man. I wonder if this has to do with when mouse events are coming in. The mouse cursor itself is moving very smoothly across the screen. So that's not the problem. But then I try setting the position of this and it doesn't look good. Turning VSync off and adding a frame rate cap of 60 seems to fix it. That would seem to imply that it has something to do with having physics ticks set to 60. Well, even in this case, this doesn't look good. Although my monitor was already 60 to begin with. It just feels bad. Are you updating the position on the input interrupt? I am, yeah. And I think that some of this stuff works according to physics ticks. Like GUI input probably does. In this case, I wanted to follow the cursor exactly. And if I don't do it when this happens, I think it feels bad. Drag target. Hold on a second. What is this? Is this different from drag source? Okay, maybe I messed this up. Maybe it's drag target I want to set. Yeah, let's just turn this off. Okay, that might fix this. And we don't need to do this every single time in here. Alternatively, I could do this and then just call reset. That doesn't seem like it's any better. Drag target dot reset. This would only make it so that we could warp it there. Although we do this after this, I suppose. Yeah, if we turn off physics interpolation, you should be able to set position whenever. I don't think this is good. Okay, let's try something. Let's figure out if this is even on. I want to reset this back to what it began as. Yeah, here. So we want a override physics process. I'm going to do if drag target is not null, drag target dot position plus equal vector 2.1 times delta. Operator cannot be applied between vector 2 and double. Okay, fine. New vector 2 delta delta. And now just turn them into floats. Oh, nice blob. Okay. That's good to hear. So this should be moving very slightly now. It is. I want it to move faster. And only to the right, I suppose. So this should be 0, and this should be times 50. So it'll move 50 pixels per second. Oh, the double was a problem. Got it. Yeah. Oh. There's no physics interpolation on controls by default. I forgot about that. So this is working how it should be working. If we were to turn it on, by the way, here's what it looked like. Not that I want this. So I was doing nothing the whole time. Physics interpolation is off. We turn it on. and then we run again. And now it will smoothly move across the screen, despite that we're only updating it 5 times per second, I think. Yeah. So if we were to stop this and then run again, now we'll have physics interpolation. So it'll feel like it's lagging behind the mouse, but it should be incredibly smooth. So something's different about physics interpolation now. No, this does not look incredibly smooth. It still looks jittery. And it is lagging behind the mouse. Something's up here. What is it? Something very weird is going on. Physics interpolation. What if we just turn off physics interpolation and the whole project? Let's see if that does anything. Where is this set? Common? Here, yeah, just turn this off. What does that do for us? No, it still looks bad. This has nothing to do with physics interpolation? Okay, let's try something else. I mean, it wouldn't really make sense if it did anyway, I suppose. So if I change the number of ticks per second to 120, does that make this feel better? It just moves faster now. I don't know what's happening with that. Wow. All right, well, let's set it back to 60. So this is pretty much no changes to anything right now. So it's just whatever jittery stuff is already happening. Take care, Pretzel. Hope you have a good weekend. Man. Okay, so let's write down some things. Turning off physics interpolation for the whole project did nothing. Turning on physics interpolation for dialog box made it move smoothly when the position is updated from physics process. Mouse motion dot relative. Maybe we need to use something else. Mouse motion dot relative. Mouse position relative to the previous position, position of the last frame. It's only emitted when the mouse moves. It's not possible to reliably detect when the mouse has stopped moving. Automatically scaled according to content scale factor. I wonder if this works according to the physics ticks. Then why wouldn't setting physics ticks to 60 make this work? So update position adds an offset. I guess we could just try setting it to where the mouse is. Do we use this anywhere else? In 2 places. Here and here. So vector 2.0 would be the same thing as specifying the current position, because that's what we're using here, right? Drag target dot position, I mean. Drag target dot position. Although there might be more to it than that. Yeah, if it's null, it doesn't do anything. So if drag target is not null. So now that should be identical code to what we had. And this is the other one where we do relative. We just want to pick the mouse position. Mouse motion dot position. Okay. Then update is no longer an offset. It is now the new target. Or like position, I guess. Whatever. So now we just do that. Let me try that out. I don't know if we use relative anywhere else, but if this fixes it, then we need to stop using relative everywhere. We need to figure out why that's even happening. Yeah, that looks perfect. I can't tell if it's fixed because it's flickering like that. So why is that even happening? It's got to be this that's wrong. Maybe global position? It might be global position. still doesn't look great. Also picked, it shows like a different, I see what we need to do. We need to figure out the offset that we had originally. But yeah, it still seems a bit choppy. What do I have this running at? VSync is on, so it should be 60 FPS. And number of physics ticks per second is 60. What am I missing here then? Maybe this isn't being hit all that frequently. This should be hit like 60 times per second, right? So how about we just keep track of... Keep track of the delta, I suppose, and just print that out. Private double... Godot engine. There's some like frame count thing in here, I think. This isn't what I wanted. I want the documentation of engine. There. Frame. Get frames drawn. There it is. Turns total number of frames drawn since the engine started. Okay. Yeah. So int num frames drawn. Prior num frames drawn. All right, so every time we're in this function, we're going to print out num frames since last invocation. Diff equals, yep, there it was, nice. And then set the prior one to the current and do that. Okay. Unless we also set global position on the target. Yeah, we need some offset for sure, but it didn't look like this fixed the jitteriness. I know the position's wrong, but I'm just focusing on the movement of it. I mean, sometimes it's 1 frame, sometimes it's 2 frames. Maybe that's the problem. No, I think I just need to move it more quickly or something. Or maybe this is based on mouse pulling rate or something. I'm not actually sure. Because if I just keep it there and then move it, it says like 100 frames. But yeah, if I'm trying to move it smoothly in a circle, it should just be 1 the whole time, right? Source GUI input. I don't know at what frequency this should run. Only printing when there's mouse motion. Yeah, I guess we could see. I guess we could try to print anytime there's any event. But the only event there would be mouse motion on continuous enough frequency. Man. Encounter anyone reporting glitched rendering like this by any chance? If not, I assume it's just a config issue. No one's ever talked about something like this. And given that it looks like it's happening on fonts, specifically the letter E. Yeah, the letter E is rendering weirdly for you. That's not the case for me, right? I don't know what could cause that. Man, imagine if I open up E and there's like a whole bunch of little spikes on it. But this is in the font that shouldn't have had this problem. It does look like the font is somehow messed up. Other letters are weird. I see some gaps in here. But the font it's pulling from is correct. Yeah. I don't know why this would happen, though. But yeah, E is especially broken. So yeah, this is only when there's mouse motion, but I feel like this might have been the problem. If I go back to 4.4, I wonder if the issue is not present there. So how do I run this? Where did I try running it? That? Yeah. So I want to go back to here and I want to run this, which I think is 4.4. Is it? 4.4, yeah. Okay, so copy this and do game. Permission denied. Oh, you got to open it first? Wait, what? No, that doesn't make any sense. What am I doing? I'm just not running the executable. /contents slash Mac OS slash Godot. Yeah. All right, so now we're running 4.4. I guess I launch. Wait, wasn't I supposed to run the game? Maybe I don't understand what I'm doing. Dash dash path. Okay, yeah. I probably need to load this up again so that it gives me a project file that it knows how to run. Although we could just ignore that for now. On Windows, it renders fine. Okay. Yeah, this is super smooth. Wow, the game can look great. So it's not a problem with the code. It's a problem with the new engine. And yeah, so this is bad. So I shouldn't have published this. And does the camera look fine too? Oh yeah, camera looks great. But for some reason, escape's not working. That could be for any reason. I downgraded. Okay, well, what does that teach us? I don't have any idea. That we need to go find out something in the engine that's doing this. Is it the renderer? I just change this to like compatibility. It is. Yeah, this is fine. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, that feels weird. I think it's mostly fine. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, wait. I was already running a Godot. What am I doing? Also, num frame since we can stop printing that out. Right, wasting a bunch of time. So yeah, it seems like it's a forward renderer, forward plus renderer that's causing this to mess up somehow. Oh, there's an issue. Look at that. What's that? Jittery movement with engine.max FPS lower than screen refresh rate. Open on January 20th. What version of Godot? Setting global position instead of using move and slide. Jitter's still there. Same if I use process. Printed this. Value's always increasing. Or rendering one or something else. Tested with all renderers. Wow. Oh, man. I don't know about this. Because it doesn't seem to happen as much for me on this other renderer. What am I doing? I guess new game. And then going to monitors. FPS. Okay, so FPS should be capped at 60. I don't know how it's running at that. VSync is on. What is this doing? Why is it rendering at 120? My monitor is a 60 hertz monitor. All right, if I turn this off and keep it at 60, what happens? It drops to 60. And I turn VSync on. What? I mean, that makes no sense. I wonder if this is some compatibility problem where like VSync doesn't work. You sure your monitor's 60? Yeah, I'm sure my monitor's 60. The monitor that I have is, I mean, I already did this, but let's see. A Lenovo L28U30. Lenovo L28U30 of this. So I should just be able to search for this. And I'm pretty sure it's 60. Horizontal? What? Hold on a second. Is this even what I have? I guess so. 75 hertz refresh rate. Hold on a second. Is this right? This doesn't sound right. VSync on doesn't work for me either with it. But you're on the render I had set by default, right? Moving the window around correctly switches between 140 and 60. Wait, hold on a second. This is only supposed to be a 60 hertz monitor. I've tested with VSync on in the past. What is this? And native resolution is at 60 hertz. But it says it supports a horizontal and vertical frequency of higher. What does that mean? Because right now I have my display set to 1080p, so it's not trying to render at 2160. Oh man. I can download the demo too and test it wrong. Yeah, sure. I don't know what's happening. I just don't know what's happening. If I put this on my other monitor, it should be running at 100 hertz. Yeah, it is. Or close to it at least. Yeah, and everything looks like it's fine over there with this compatibility renderer. I think. I get 144 regardless of what monitor I have. It might be based on which one you started on. Okay, I'm convinced this is a renderer issue. Yeah. But I don't know exactly what to search for here. Whole system lags and focusing the ender. It goes slow. These were all updated in the last 9 hours. All of those issues that we just saw. I get that I searched for something very generic, like forward here. So maybe we type jitter. I don't think it's that though. Spikes, flicker. Yeah, here. I think it's this. Opened in 2023 though. What's their issue that they have here? Okay. What are the more recent comments on this? Mouse motion jittering and forward. Huh, maybe it is this. And when was this written? 5 months ago? And what version of Godot are they on? This is a known issue. Try switching the rendering driver for Windows to D3, D12. Okay, so hold on. This might fix a lot of things if we just use a compatibility renderer. We'll probably never have people hit the issue where the game just crashes. I think we're going to turn this off and just see what happens due to using the forward plus renderer. Seems like this issue. This is like a critical issue though, right? Should improve. I don't know if it'll resolve it on its own. Is it already merged? Open. Interesting. Okay. I want to try publishing a new version with this compatibility renderer on. But that should affect the release, right? Renderer. Compatibility, yeah. So wait, Ski, just to be clear, you're on the Direct 3D 12 renderer and it's kind of jittery for you too? I should stop that from happening. The drag controller is not a problem, so let's just get rid of that. I assume I am. I'm just using the Steam version. Yeah, I think you are. I think you are. Okay, so I think I just need to publish this version and let's just see how it works for people. God, I feel lost sometimes. Yeah, this looks so smooth. So great. And now what about the game in general? What is this running at? 2? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it feels a lot better. It feels so much better. I'm just going to publish this. Let's start with the demo because more people have access to that. There are uncommitted changes. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, wait. Driver Windows is still set to D3, D12? What? Renderer here. Where do we set that? What? Rendering device driver Windows. Where is that? Rendering device here. Driver Windows is set to this. Oh, you can't pick. Okay, that's probably fine. Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, driver's not renderer. Yep. Okay. All right, so set renderer to compatibility. There was this jittery, sandpapery effect to dragging even the unsaved or saved game found dialogue on the title screen. It was also prominent when dragging the camera in the game. I want to link to this. I think it may be due to this issue. I wonder why they make this the default. All right, whatever. Let's go try pushing this. Demo 094, sure. Is there a way to launch the game with compatibility? Am I misremembering? Oh, yeah, you might be able to. In fact, that might be the renderer thing that we're supposed to use here. Renderer. Yeah, can you and Ski potentially try launching with this? Hey, Lapches. Seems like a classic scenario of some sort. Some sort. I think that should work. What are the other rendering drivers we could even use for this? Because OpenGL3 should be the compatibility layer. And this would solve the launch issues problem too that I had. Very curious. Where did I have this thing about? VSync works correctly with that now. And do you see the jitteriness? Does it feel like it's moving smoothly? There you go. I want to see if that's magic fixed. Alternatively, yeah, I'll just update this whole thing. I switched to using the compatibility renderer. So this should be unmagically fixed. Looks better than before. Okay. Oh, man. These things being so close to launch. Just, my sanity. It's slipping through my fingers. But hey, I'll push this. I'll go eat some dinner. maybe relax for a bit, and then probably try to do some work over the weekend that I can't do on stream. Cat's meowing right outside. That option VSync doesn't update my FPS anymore when I move the window. That's probably not a big deal. Yeah. As long as the game feels smooth and not jittery. In fact, I wonder how this would be on Steam Deck. I should definitely try that. Yeah, let's do that. Try on Steam Deck after pushing. Do you want to upload to itch? I guess so. Okay, so it should be on Steam already, right? Yeah, and now I need to push it. And then this is 09, what is it, 4? Set build live. Do you want to set live? Yes, and then I just confirm it. Confirm, okay. Great. Now we go to my post that I made. And change this to be 094. How do you change the title? There. Save. Cool. Looks fine on my end. I cannot replicate the bad look I had while dragging earlier with or without that option. It's definitely better for me with the compatibility one. I'm going to try on the Steam Deck too, which I should be able to do right now because this has already been pushed. Let me just launch Steam. And get the new demo, I guess. Yeah, update. All right, let me make sure the build ID is correct too. So if I go to the demo, should be an arrow next to this. So what's my build? Should be 733 at the end. Installed files, updates, 733. Yeah, good. Okay. So why is this not showing me my Steam Deck? Because I'm on the wrong account. Oh, isn't that fun? Isn't that just a laugh and a half? All right, well, I'm going to wait for this thing to finish first because I don't want this thing to tell me that I uncached my credentials by logging in over here. Find item source when doing allocations. Yeah. I plan on doing that. That's one of the big things. I looked at the top allocations and yeah, it's the battle system and then all the item finding stuff, item displays, even crops and stuff. Why am I holding this? We have another 2 builds to make it through. Not sure if you'd seen it. Is this the one with 300 buttons? No, it's not that one. Suffer due to string name equality checks. Yeah, I've seen this. Although this is very similar to the other one, I'm kind of surprised it's not listed as an issue there. All right, upload to Steam. So as soon as this finishes, I can try it on my Steam Deck. I guess I should just click update over here. Wait, no, there was some other reason. Oh, yeah, right. I need to switch accounts. Okay, we're probably fine. This should finish in like a second. Shutting down Steam. I said a second because I actually did expect it to be very fast. It's taking a lot longer than I thought. The diff between the builds should not be so great. All right, well, hopefully it's not just going to hang there forever. Please finish. Please finish. It might be asking for a password, even though it checked up here to make sure I had cache credentials. I wonder if just tapping the account icon did that somehow. Yeah, it's unlikely it would take this long and still finish successfully. Well, I can just rerun this, but I might need to. Well, let's give it another little bit. Oh, it's almost certainly not going to finish. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go fix this, huh? So we want that stuff there. We don't want this. Flavor, version, prompt. Don't change that. Don't change that. Yeah, this is a sign that it got stuck on the login section. Don't change that. Project file metadata. Yeah, then ask to upload to Steam image. Yeah, so pretty much just this. If I run this again, it's going to complain that I don't have cache credentials. I'll need to engage privacy mode, which I'm about to do. And I'm going to need to go and log in. Yep, it's exactly what I said. It's playing out just like that. Who would have thought? Autonomous Steam there. All right, where's the login command? There it is. Man, what could have caused this other than me just tapping the account button? And then, this is so frustrating. SteamGuard showed up with an approve message, and then it disappeared and switched to my camera. And this is what happened last time, too. God, this is so frustrating. Stupid spleen deck. All right. It says to confirm it again. And I'm seeing it's showing the camera thing. Oh, there it is. Nice. I'm very glad I didn't show that on screen. I was going to point the phone at the camera. Hey, nice. It worked. Yay. Now I go and clean some things up and do that and do this. So release, pick the same version, upload to Steam. It should just immediately work. And now I should see this thing here. Yeah. Stream from Steam Deck. So this is testing on the demo. This should be fine. Yep. And that is now live. We refresh this. Give me a sec. Done. Okay. Yeah, let's try this out. Uh-oh. The frame rate just dropped on the title screen from seemingly nothing. This doesn't look good. Yeah, frames are going nuts here. It's dropping to like 50. Is this running at a different resolution? No. All right, well, let's just try the game and see what happens. This feels smooth. Definitely choppy. You could tell that it was choppy. Why are these buttons not working? Oh, right. That's not how that works. And didn't I just change this? Yeah, this. I want that. Okay, so now I can zoom in and out. Feels pretty good. The mouse is skipping? I think that's the stream. Yeah, it doesn't look like that on my screen. Yeah. Steam Deck 2 will save me. Yeah, I think it's the casting. Yeah, because it looks very smooth on my screen. And actually, this feels pretty good. Oh, there, just dropped at like 37 FPS. That may be the casting too, though. And I still have some performance improvements to make. But yeah, this feels incredibly smooth. What about a dialogue? Yep, very smooth. Okay. Well, I think this is kind of fine. Oh, that's super choppy. Yeah, it dips every once in a while. What's this game about? It's pretty much what you see here. So you send adventurers into battle. They just fight automatically for you. And then they spew loot out of this portal that you can stock into your shops. And customers will come by and purchase those items. Yeah, I feel the frame rate dipping here and there. It could be the garbage collector. I also see the skeleton like wobbling there. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is better. It's Godot and C#. Yeah. So yeah, when the character is standing there, yeah, I feel the choppiness. You see how as I move this, they're like wiggling a bit? That's a renderer difference. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think we can use the forward plus renderer if we've got like jagged movement, even on Mac. And I know of frame drops on Steam Deck already, so some are happening, and that's not... Oh, the coin looks terrible. Is that on? Yeah, it's even bad on here. Oh, no. What would cause that to happen, of all things? It's like it's tearing the sprite. I don't even have scaling on. If I do turn scaling on. I won't be able to see anything. Yeah, it's like it's skewed over there. I do. I can't think of what could possibly be happening with that. Is that happening over here? It is. Do I have... No, I don't have another thing. Let me go send these over to here. Yeah, it's somewhat laggy over here. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. We can try the mobile render. I guess you could always customize it to be the forward plus renderer in these cases. It's the demo? It is the demo. I did it so I could see the sludge icon too. Oh, good. They just dumped the ogre blood in here. 46 overflow seeds. Funny. Sludge icon looks probably fine. Yeah, I don't think that looks skewed. This one definitely does, though. All right, can I disconnect from this over here, but not stop the game? I don't think so. Unsaved data may be lost. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't look like that over here, does it? Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about this. Can you launch with parameters on the deck for quicker testing of renders and drivers? Yep. Yeah, I probably can. I wonder if that's happening over here, though, at all. No, it looks smooth here. Although I was in full screen on the Steam Deck. I mean, there are a lot of things that are different on the Steam Deck. The different operating system, different resolution, different hardware. Okay, let's take a look at that really fast. Town menu. This thing. Money label. Sprite. It's just an animated sprite set to nearest. There's no scale, presumably. Yeah, I don't know how it could skew this. It is inside a margin container. Maybe that could mess this up somehow. Ideally, this is not an animated sprite. It's some like, isn't there a texture rectangle? And we should have probably put an animated sprite in here. I wonder if that would have made it look better. Animated texture. So I wanted to take the coin graphics. How do you use this? Frame 0? Oh man. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. All right, coin. Sprite and a control is a no-no. Yeah. I think I'm gonna look into this later because I really want to go eat some food. But I don't know if that's what's causing this tearing, but I'll write it down. And I'll just look at this some other time. So compatibility on the Steam Deck doesn't seem necessary and causes different frame drops to happen. But forward plus on Mac and Windows seems like a bad idea due to the jittery movement. Thanks, Beast. I feel like we're still a lot of work away, even though it's not a lot of days. Should be a decent in between. Yeah, we can try the mobile renderer. We can also try for the skewed coin graphic, we can try not having a sprite 2D. And just use an animated texture. It should be fine for our needs. All right, well, I'll try this stuff later. All right, I gotta go. How many hours have I been streaming for today? It's actually not that crazy. But still, let me go find someone to raid. Okie dokie, same category. Feels really smooth. Yeah, let me write this down. I wonder, I should look into if this works. What is this doing? Yeah. All right, so who are we not following? Who's got low downtime? Oh, and is also streaming in English. This person, didn't I? No, I didn't read this person before. I've been reading a lot of VTubers lately. Anyone else? Not. Nope, this person. Tadpole Titans. Okay, let's raid them. What is going on with this window? All right, there. Okay, yeah. Thank you all for watching. I'll copy this down. I should be back on Monday. I'm going to probably take some time off next week from streaming, even though I still want to do some work. But yeah, I know this wasn't the most entertaining last bit of the stream. I hope you all have a great weekend. Let's go raid this person, and I will see you later.